We are coming to you live from Royse City ISD Stadium, where we have got a doozy of a ball game for you here between the Rockwall Yellowjackets and the Royse City Bulldogs. It's a 10-6A battle as we start district play, and we could not be more excited about this one kicking it off. I'm Billy Quinton along with David Sweet, and we are happy to bring you the Alliance Bank pregame show as we're about ready to get this one underway. David, let me hand it over to you. We got two teams coming in here pretty hot. One that's undefeated in Royse City, going 4-0. This season in non-district. Rockwall comes in 2-2, but that last game that they won kind of carries a lot of weight, doesn't it?
Just a little bit, my friend. That's what happens when you go and beat somebody in their home stadium that's won 33 regular season games. First loss in the regular season under Coach Gates, defending state champion, Division I. Pretty comfortable, very talented team at home, and Rockwall went in there, knocked him in the mouth in a very, very good contest, walks out there with a big win. And Billy, we were talking about it earlier. Rockwall's in a position of where at 2-2 could have easily been 4-0, just the same. Was in a position where they could have won those other two games against two very good football teams in Louisville and Lake Travis. So a very confident group, battle-tested, as we've always talked about what Coach Webb's philosophy was and what's continued under Coach Brooks. Playing those tough teams in non-district gets you ready for games like this and the rest of the 10-6A schedule. Mm-hmm. Switching sides over to the Bulldogs, this is a very, very talented football team here in Coach Colvin's second year. We knew it was going to happen. It might be a little bit ahead of schedule, maybe by a year in terms of the success that the Bulldogs are having, but this is a very talented football team, well coached, very talented on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, playing at a high level. Royse City is very confident. They're at home. This atmosphere is very, very cool, Billy. It's exactly what you wanted to have when these two teams play in this rivalry. And it's exactly what you want to have when 10-6A play starts.
Oh, yeah.
Kick off 10-6A play.
Yeah, maybe the toughest district in the state of Texas. Absolutely. I would put them up there. I don't want to forget, also got to remind everybody, we have J-Mo. Jameson's his Christian name.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to go with J-Mo. Starrett, he is the, everybody pay attention. He is the producer/cameraman. Then we have Trevor Webb, who is the cameraman/producer. So this is where it gets all complicated for everybody. And so
it's definitely a cool thing.
So when everybody that was J-Mo right there. So for y'all taking notes, J-Mo is producer camera. Trevor is camera producer. Okay.
First half, second half.
That's what the shirts say.
That's what the shirts say.
Then they have to change shirts at the half.
Right. But here's another fun fact: for the second half, me and you were going to go shirtless.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? It's good weather out there.
It's broadcasting on the edge. So,
it is.
You know what I mean? Broadcasting on the edge.
That's our thoughts pretty quickly on this ball game coming up. We couldn't wait to get this one started. We'll go into a little bit more detail a little bit later, but let's go ahead and head on over to see what Coach Brooks says. I got to talk to him on Monday. Finally got to get back into the swing of things.
Welcome back, by the way.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's good to be back. It was hard to sit there and watch one of the biggest regular season wins ever at home,
From
and
the
I'm
house.
not there. Yeah. But I was so happy watching it, and y'all did a great job.
Thank you, sir.
And, Jeremy, big thanks to Jeremy for stepping in. He does a great job. And so, but it is good to be back. But let's hear from the head coach, Trey Brooks, and what he had to say about that huge win over North Crowley. I did bring it up. We did talk about it a little bit. And then we talked a little bit about Royse City. So let's hear what he had to say. Welcome back to the Alliance pregame show. Billy Quinton and joined by head coach Trey Brooks for our weekly talk. Coach, I was out last week. Did anything happen?
Yeah, we had a game.
Did you have a game? I wasn't paying attention. I was out just trying to, catch up on things. Let me check my notes. Beat North Crowley. All right, nice, pretty cool. All right, so all joking aside, is that your biggest win in the regular season as a head coach? That's what everybody's asking and debating right now.
Yeah, it was it was really big. It's tough, you kind of got to think of the context of different wins. It being a non-district game, it's tough for me to say it's the biggest just because it's non-district. But as far as the opponent and what they bring to the table and what they've done in the last couple of years, I mean, it's one of the best teams that we've ever beat. So. It's a non-district game, but just as far as our momentum and everything involved with that, I think it's one of the biggest for sure.
Well, to remind everybody, 19 straight wins coming to that for North Crowley. They had not lost at home since 2021, I believe. They were defending state champs.
Yeah, I didn't realize any of that until I heard it after the game. I knew that they had a 19 game, but I didn't know about 33 straight at home, and that was pretty incredible.
Describe the locker room and the ride home. I'm assuming there was some fun times had by all on that post game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think what I remember is just kids coming up to me. You know, I've been telling the kids that we're getting there and we're getting better, and just, you know, lost a couple of games by one touchdown, but and you're just trying to keep the kids believing that you're improving. And the amount of kids that came up to me and said, "Coach, you were right. You know, you were right. We're putting it together. We're figuring it out." That really meant a lot. It also just so happened to be my birthday on Thursday.
Wow. Okay.
The kids sang happy birthday to me in the locker room.
Nice.
So it was a good time.
29.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. All right. We can't talk about this without talking about the great job done by Brent Rickert, quarterback. Just to be blunt, I know a lot of pressure has been put on him, I think, by the fans and everything else. You're going into a game 1-2. He has played well. Talk about his leadership and a lot of things that I don't think people understand what the weight on a quarterback on any high school team that they have to deal with.
Yeah, he is. One of his best attributes is that he's steady, you know, and he doesn't get too high or low. And so you mentioned it. He's played some crazy tough opponents. You know, if you were to put together a list of the top 10 or 15 defenses in the state, I think Lake Travis and North Crowley and Louisville would be on the list. And so he's played some tough teams, but he has progressively gotten better each game. And it's he just doesn't he doesn't waver. If he throws an interception, he gets out there and continues playing. And I was just proud of the way it kind of came together for him, and wasn't scared to play a great defense, and got out there and made the plays when it mattered most. So I'm proud, really proud of him.
And we got to talk about, we'll stay on the offense for right now. We're going to talk about that defense here in a little bit. But Caden Castro, 3 touchdowns, had a great game on the ground. Wiley with 2 touchdown receptions. Great to see Duckworth get worked in and make some big plays. Coach Barnes' offense is really clicking. Is there anybody else you want to recognize? I think what always gets lost in the wash is that offensive line, and you can't do any of that without them. Yeah,
one of the best games that we've played as a unit on the offensive line for sure, and in particular our right tackle Michael Carina. He played a great game. He's really figuring it out, and he's a super talented kid that has a really high upside. And he was one that we recognized in our team meeting as a guy that made a big impact. Jet Lamb at H-back, you know, he caught a couple of passes, but that wasn't what he did that helped our team in the game. What he did was he blocked his butt off all game and against some really, really good players. So those 2 guys in particular made a big impact.
And I don't want to forget about Puffer making a big catch, and of course Leach and Petrino. I mean, all these guys are coming in, the running backs. You know, it has just been such a great team effort, and that's got to thrill you.
Yeah, for us, it's just a matter of who happens to be in at the time, because we trust all those guys, and they have proven so far that they'll make the play whenever they're in there. And so, yeah, it's not necessarily about, hey, let's get this guy the ball or that guy the ball. It's whoever happens to be in there at the time, and they've all made plays.
Okay, let's jump over to the defense. This is also something that has been so fun to see and watch. You don't normally think of Rockwall and defense together, but Coach France has done an exceptional job so far this season. He's going opposite of the Cowboys right now. The Dallas Cowboys have decided not to cover receivers and to not pressure a quarterback. I like that France goes the other way. Yeah, he decided to cover receivers, which is a cool thing. You get 2 takeaways in that game. You have a big interception from A.J. Brown. What stands out to you in that defensive, just all the defensive players coming in and working as unit? Secondary is your strength, but boy, those that front 7 also, they're really doing something.
Yeah, it's a like you said about the offense, it's really a group effort. It's guys out there all together making plays, and it's just I think the overall versatility. I'm sure I've said this from the first time that we talked, but it's guys that can play multiple positions: corner, safeties moving down the linebacker, linebackers moving to D end and just having the ability to do that and get those guys on the field. And so, but yeah, I think, it really starts with our secondary, and what they are able to do helps the rest of the defense. And so, proud of those guys, man. All of them felt like they played really well. And, we knew the way that we were playing in the secondary that they were going to have to run the football, which they did, and they had some success running the football. Now, that's a really tough team to stop on the ground. A couple of Division I running backs. They've got the best offensive lineman in the state of Texas. Their right tackle is phenomenal, and so anyway, I felt like we stopped them when we needed to, and played great on defense.
So after the win in the area rankings, you jump up to number 7. Just found out you're in the top 25 now in the state because of that win. How much do you pay attention to that? How much do the players pay attention to that?
Yeah, honestly, I really haven't looked at it all season. Till I saw it just pop up today. I just happened to come across it, but it's hard to put too much stock into it until you've won a district game. And so, yeah, a few weeks from now, maybe it'll matter. But I think right now it's just like we're just trying to figure out a way to beat Royse City.
Speaking of that, start district tonight. I know this confuses Chris when he's done interviews before. We're doing this on a Monday, but it is airing on a Friday, so we're going to pretend that this is Friday night. But this district, we'll talk about Royse City here in a second. Is this the toughest district in the state? I feel like it's got to be in the top 3 easily.
Top to bottom, it has to be. And I know there's some good ones out there, but I just feel like top to bottom, every team in this district is improving and is competitive, and I mean it is a tough district. All
right, let's talk Royse City, and you're facing Drew Colvin. Huge challenge tonight. They have started out great. They're 4-0. They only had 2 wins last year. Now they're 4-0, and they're whipping up on people. They're not eking by. What is the difference in this team from last year that you've seen?
You can just see a confidence about them. I think that happens when you've had time with the kids and you've had a full off season. And I know all that matters when you're coaching a new team. And so, I just watch kids that know the system better and that are confident in what they're doing out there. And they've got some really good players. They've got a really good young class. So some of those guys are in there as sophomores and they make an impact already. So, some of it's personnel and some of it's just the kids clearly knowing the system better. And I know that staff is really good. Drew is a phenomenal coach, and I know he does a great job. And so I'm not surprised.
A few Rockwall guys over there, former Rockwall guys. What do you expect to see from them on offense? Quarterback's having a great season. They, of course, you're not shocked that a Colvin team can move the ball. What's your big challenge there facing that offense?
Yeah, it all starts with the quarterback. I mean, he's a really good player, dynamic, dual threat type of kid. He got a really strong arm, quick trigger, runs the offense really well. And so I think containing him as much as possible is really important. They got some dynamic kids on the perimeter too. A couple of receivers in particular that they get the ball to a lot. So I think, similar to North Crowley, you just got to get them on the ground, and you got to limit big plays and make them continue to earn it over and over. And so I think that's what's important for us when we're playing defense.
And then on defense, what do you expect to see from them? What's the challenge there?
Yeah, they are a team that blitzes a whole lot on defense. I think it's like 85% of the time they're blitzing, and so they try to create chaos by doing that. Like I said, personnel is better than last year. They've got some young D linemen that are really good players, and then a couple of young guys in the secondary that can cover. So it'll pose a challenge for sure. They're the type of defense that you got to have a good plan for, and if you don't, they'll expose you. So it'll be a challenge that we look forward to it.
Okay, finish this off here. This is the most important thing. I've only been able to call 2 games so far this year, and both are losses. Jeremy has stepped in for me, and both are wins. One against the state champ. If you don't win against Royse City, my boss is right over there. I might get fired.
I think you're done.
I know. So you have my permission to use that in your pregame speech.
Okay,
if you want to inspire the players and tell them that Billy Quinton needs a win to keep his job.
His livelihood
is on the line. please, for whatever you got, go get it. Go leave it all in the field. So anyway, you can use that in the pregame.
All right,
You good with that?
Yeah, I'll use it.
Man, Coach, we're so proud of this team, proud of the staff. What a great win! It's huge, and we're so excited about this. Excited about district starting, and just keep it rolling, man. This is fun.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's been a good start.
Yeah, this is the Alliance Spring Show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Royse City ISD Stadium. If you had any issues getting here, which I think all of us did if you came from Rockwall to come to the ball game here, and you were wondering, where's all the construction crew? They're in the stands. The whole crew is in the stands. And here's another thing, David. It's all students.
Yes.
I don't understand what's going on. That's got to be some sort of OSHA kind of
mix. Yes, exactly.
I don't know what's going on. But
I mean, maybe if they're seniors and they're over 18, I guess. Maybe, but
very
there's
confused.
lots of orange and yellow here.
Right.
But
So-
it is kind of funny. Of course, they take full advantage in this series. It's on both sides of student sections for Royse City and for Rockwall as well. In all the construction gear, got cones. That we saw some cones a moment ago. Kids playing with them down there on the sideline.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not?
As crazy as it is, why not have fun with it?
Right.
If it's going to jack up all of our lives like it does on a day-to-day basis, right? Why not have fun with it? It's our reality.
To compare, like both of it, you live in Royse City, so you didn't have to worry too much about it, right? Well, you had to come
was
from
in
work, though.
Rockwall, yeah.
you were at work.
Yep.
I had to come from, I live in the theater district
Yes,
in
sir. Yes, sir.
Rockwall,
Yes, sir.
so I'm downtown. And so it took me about 30 minutes to get to Royse City, which should normally take about 10.
A 10-minute shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore.
But I now know why, because of all the students that are supposed to be
Yes.
working on the highway, they're in the stands.
And they took all the cones.
And they
brought the cones to the game. You know
so
what I mean?
all of us are confused, but now we're back on track. Okay, David, let's talk a little bit about, let's start out here with the Bulldogs real quick, go over their offense and what you expect to see from them.
You bet. Let's talk about this first and foremost. You mentioned they're 4-0. They beat Plano East in week 1, 48-14, a 49-14 victory over Rowlett, 47-21 victory in week 3 over Denton Braswell, and they destroyed Weatherford last week at Weatherford 60-17 to improve to that 4-0 record. As far as a team is concerned, they're averaging 257 yards per game through the air. They've scored 15 touchdowns with only one interception. I'll touch on that a moment ago when we talk about the quarterback. They're rushing for 177.5 yards per game. They've also scored 10 touchdowns on the ground, a total of 435 yards of total offense per game with 26 touchdowns scored, averaging 51 points per ball game. Again, that success is because you don't turn the football over either, Billy.
No, they don't turn it. And you got Drew Colvin.
Yeah, exactly. One of the brightest offensive coordinators around.
Right.
But they've only had 2 turnovers, 1 fumble and 1 interception. Highlighting a few guys that have made this thing go. It all starts with the quarterback, number 1, Jamian Richardson. He's a 5'11", 165 senior who's completed 63% of his passes, thrown for 868 yards, 12 touchdowns, and again, as I mentioned a moment ago, Billy, only thrown for 1 interception. That is the recipe, the key to success when able to hold on to the football. He's also carried it. It's 14 times for 130 yards. And he scored 3 touchdowns. When he puts it up in the air, he's got some options to go to, and we'll see that he'll get some of these guys involved. He's got the outstanding sophomore. Saw an interview the other day with Coach Colvin. He was talking about how excited he is with this Bryson Arney. 12 receptions for 197 yards. He scored 12 touchdowns. Again, number 4 in that young man's a sophomore. On the other side, another neat story is this Kamarion Clark, the 5'10", 165-pound senior. One of the hardest workers from listening to Coach Colvin's story, how he's improved in the classroom and had some tough draws in life. And this kid's exciting to watch, and it's been pretty cool. Honestly, excited to see both these two guys. So look out for the 5'10", 165-pound senior, number 5. They also do, just as Rockwall does, get that tight end, that halfback tight end, involved in the offense. And they've got a good one in Hudson Hayes, number 44, a 6'4", 220-pound senior. He's got 5 catches for 14 yards, and 3 of those being touchdowns. When they run the football, look for Xavier Brown, the 5 foot, 170-pound senior. He'll get the start. He's the leader rushing the football. 40 carries for 241 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry, and has scored 3 touchdowns. Xavier Watson, we'll see quite a bit of him. Number 22, a 5 foot 10, 185-pound senior, 17 carries for 214 yards, averaging over 5 yards per carry. He scored 3 touchdowns as well. So an exciting, explosive offense for Coach Colvin's group. 1 sophomore, 2 juniors, and 8 seniors are the starters there for Coach Colvin's offense. Bill,
I think quickly, he's a 3-man front on defense, and that they've done really well also this year.
Yep, absolutely. They sure have. On the season, they've given up 227 yards per game through the air. They have had 5 interceptions. So while we've talked about on that offensive side, holding on to the football, not having those turnovers, forcing those turnovers has been a big deal for the defense with 5 interceptions. They've also allowed only 88 yards per game on the ground. So this is a very solid defense, only averaging, giving up 316 total points or total yards per game, only averaging, giving up 16.5 total points per game. So a very aggressive group here. 3 sophomore starters with 2 juniors and 16 seniors, so they're getting it done with a young group, but a very, very confident group. A couple of guys to look out for on their defense. Kingston Rogers, the defensive end, he's a sophomore. 20 tackles so far, 14 of those solo, 6 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks for Kingston. He's a sophomore, already getting quite a bit of looks. Brandon Darrett Lewis, another sophomore, the cornerback, 21 tackles, 19 of those solo, 2 interceptions, wears number 10. He's got likes of SMU, UNT, UTSA, and Lamar that are looking for him, right?
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I missed.
You don't need to mention those others. He's got Texas State,
That's
so
it.
decision
There's a
made.
Texas State kid. Yeah. He's got his ready to go,
don't
right?
need to mention those others, huh?
And then one other sophomore we'll mention, go and get the youngsters out here, would be that Tegan Woods, the sophomore free safety, number 8, 23 tackles, 16 of those solo, and 1 tackle for loss. So very talented on both sides of the football and have been very successful, as I mentioned, 4-0, Billy.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We want to hear from Corky Randolph at Alliance Bank, and then we'll jump over to the Rockwall Yellowjackets.
You in our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home, or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing.
All right, welcome back to the Alliance Bank pregame show. I want to thank Corky Randolph and all those at Alliance Bank for being our title sponsor and one of many that we'll be talking about here throughout the ballgame and throughout the season. Rockwall Yellowjackets come into this one 2-2. That's a bit deceiving because raise your hand if you've defeated the defending state champion. There's only one team that can do that right now in 6A, and that is the Rockwall Yellowjackets. Defeated North Crowley 37-35 in a doozy of a ball game last week. They're now ranked because of that win. They jump up all the way to number 7 in the area. And number 19, they make the top 25 with that win, and they go to number 19 in the state. David, let's start out with that Jacket offense and talk about what they've done so far this year.
You bet. As you mentioned, 2-2. Started off the first week with a 33-12 win over Richardson-Burtner. Come up on the short end in week 2, 28-20 against Lake Travis. As we mentioned, a game that Rockwall led in late into the third quarter and could have won. A 28-21 loss to state-ranked Louisville, and another game where it went back and Rockwall was tied with those guys quite a bit, tied late into the ball game. And then, of course, an exciting 37-35 victory last week over North Crowley, the defending state champions, in their backyard. You and I touched on it earlier too, Billy. That group, 2 losses between the 2 of those teams, between all 4 of those teams, rather, and both of those have been to the Rockwall Yellowjackets. That loss for Burtner against Rockwall in the loss from North Crowley. So, and I tell you what, last week, before I do that, offensively, they're averaging 210 yards per game through the air, 174 on the ground, a total of 385 yards of total offense, 27 points per ball game. Had 7 turnovers so far, have the Yellowjackets 1 fumble and 6 interceptions. Brent Rickert, we'll talk about him right quick. The 5'11", 185-pound senior, player of the week. And if anybody deserved to be player of the week last, outstanding game and much needed for Brent. He did I just can't say enough about the job that he did, Billy, against North Crowley last week. Completing 52% of his passes for 842 yards, thrown for 7 touchdowns, and as I mentioned, the 6 interceptions. But what an outstanding job answering that call and being ready to go against a very good North Crowley team.
Especially that final drive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Allowing, very, very good point. With North Crowley scoring as they did, the confidence to come back up there and take his football team right back down the field and to win that game. Puts it up into the air. You look for Jack Duckworth, the 6 foot, 175-pound senior. 8 receptions for 114 yards and 1 touchdown. Of course, we'll see him on both sides of the football. Where's number 1? Lined up next to him is Luke Leach, the 6 foot, 160-pound senior. 7 receptions for 141 yards for Luke. Jaden Petrino, 12 receptions for 161 yards on the year there for Jaden. And then Ryan Wiley, what a year he's had, the young sophomore. And we heard about him going into the game, Billy, that preseason, talking about how excited they were about this sophomore, and he has come to play. He was an unbelievable performance last week. 9 receptions for him for 121 yards, and he scored 4 touchdowns.
We'll go ahead and take a break here for the national anthem, and then we'll continue talking about the Jackets here as we are about a minute or two away from the kickoff.
Place your right hand over your heart as the Royse City High School Band plays our national anthem.
All right, there's the national anthem played by the Royse City High School Band, and thank goodness that Bobby Summers reminded everybody to put your hand over your heart and how to, I forgot.
You got directions in every aspect of that thing. We're talking about what a great job our producers are doing. Bobby's
helping us out.
Nothing for granted.
All right, jump over to that Rockwall defense.
Hey, let me talk about running the football right quick. I didn't get a chance to be able to do that right quick. Three-headed monster has been the case all season long so far for the Yellowjackets. A.J. Hatcher, the 5'9", 175-pound senior, wears number 8. 27 carries for him and 131 yards and a touchdown scored. Caden Castro's been unbelievable. The 5'9", 175-pound senior, 68 carries for him for 412 yards and 6 touchdowns scored. He wears number 5. And then, of course, we'll see Jacoby Hankins, too, the 5'11", 200-pound senior, wears number 9, 32 carries for him for 141 yards and a touchdown scored. Switching sides to the defensive side of the football, the Yellowjackets have been giving up 147 yards per game through the air, 177 yards on the ground, and 325 total yards per game allowed, and only giving up 26, a little bit less than 26 points per ball game. Takeaways have been a lot of success for Rockwall with 8 of those, 3 fumbles, 5 interceptions, and 6 sacks. I'll talk about the individually here, Billy, in just a moment when the Yellowjackets get the football, or when defense comes here on the field.
Because it'll be Royse City kicking off real quick. Let's go to let's hear from about one of our sponsors, and we'll jump right back into this kickoff.
Yeah, let's talk about Hamby Insurance. They're keeping you covered in all of your life adventures for all of your life. Reach out to Aaron Neal for more information at 972-285-0381. That's Hamby Insurance for you.
That's JMO.
Look at that, man.
His birthday's tomorrow. Here we go.
J-Mo's is tomorrow.
Reno,
Sunday,
yes,
buddy.
yes. And so Rockwall will return this one. It'll be taken at the 1, and we're underway here. District 10 6A playoffs are underway, and here we go. Right down the sidelines to the 50 and finally out of bounds. That's Edwards bringing it back. He was averaging on the season on the kickoff returns, 14 yards a return. That's going to help that average out as he brings this one back for about 48 yards.
Yeah, outstanding job there by Zayden. Great blocking once he got around that corner, got into the open part of the field, Billy, and a great starting position here for this Yellow Jackets offense.
So as David mentioned, this offense comes out there averaging a total of 385 yards per game. We're kind of used to a little bit more, but this has been a team that has really maintained long drives, kept the ball under control, something we're not used to. We're used to getting 3-4 touchdowns about every 4 or 5 minutes. But here we go, looking to throw quickly. It's a screen pass. That's to Duckworth, looks for blocks. He's going to get about 4 on that first reception, get him involved. Let's give him 3 as that ball was placed at the 49 of Royse City to start this drive. And so that's a 3-yard reception, bringing it all the way to the 46. 2nd down and 7 for Rockwall. Say quickly, come in, high snap, handoff. That is Hatcher, and he's going to take a couple defenders with him just shy of the 40-yard line to the 42.
Yeah, good job. And a nice job as we're used to with Hatcher, just putting his head down and fighting forward to pick up whatever yardage he possibly could. And a good job of the offensive line getting a good push and puts Rockwall in that 3rd and short here.
Yeah, I would have to think this is 4-down territory. And that is Leach in motion, and it's going to be a play action. And Rickard looking to throw his man over the middle. He overthrows him. But there is a flag. I think we had a hold on the defense. That's why Duckworth couldn't get to it. And you can see that Rickard kind of did a double hitch on the throw.
Yes, he did.
That one flat-footed.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what the call is here as that came from the back judge. I can give you the officials here in just a second. We got another crew that you're probably familiar with if you pay attention. And it is a hold on Royse City. So Rockwall will get a 1st down. Your referee is John Fever. The head linesman is Andy Travis. The line judge is Arthur Carlson. The umpire is Herb Tarlick. The back judge is Lester Nessman. And then the field judge is Bailey Quarters. So very, very good crew there. I hear they hail from Cincinnati, from what I understand. Stacked receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Now it's Hatcher. Nope, it's going to be a play action. Get it to Duckworth. Throws it ahead of him. He'll just take that momentum and go all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, he was leaning into that one. I think Rickard saw that as well. And that coverage was so soft off of him, Billy. He knew what he had to work with. Got away with the looking downfield. You know what I mean? That momentum or leaning towards worked out pretty good for those two guys.
Let him right into the defensive back. Hatcher to the left of Rickard. And now it's going to be another pass. Heavy rush. Rickard tries to get away. He does. He'll throw this one on the corner route. Incomplete. Good job by Brent to get rid of that one and avoid the sack. And so now it's a 3rd down and 5. That reception for Duckworth makes it a more manageable 3rd down now with Castro coming in at running back.
Good pressure by the Bulldogs, as you mentioned. Wrapped him up. Well, that'll frustrate the heck out of a lineman there.
That was
thought that he had him, man.
Krishawn Terry, who came in there, the senior.
Good job by Rickard.
Here comes the blitz, and it's going to be a keeper by Rickard. He's got it. He's to the secondary, and he'll be dragged down maybe. He's still going. He won't go down, and the senior finally will get to the 11-yard line. What a great read there by Brent Rickard, David, as that is that read option, and he picked the right one.
Absolutely. Saw that seam, read it quick enough, able to jump it. Shows his speed on that one. Also, just as we saw it getting away from that tackle or that attempted sack, a good job carrying the 4 guys in the black jerseys down the field.
And there's Castro with his first carry. He's going to get a quick 6, just shy of the 5. They'll put him down at the 6-yard line. 2nd down for Rockwall. They can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. And well, you know what? Let's go ahead and put it in the end zone. We don't need to worry about just getting that 1st down. Let's just go ahead and get that extra 1.5 yards and open this thing up. Leach will come out. Petrino in. Receivers to the near side. And it is a play action. Slant route. It is caught, or is it? I cannot tell. No, it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Petrino. Couldn't hang on. That was the slot slant. So now it is a 3rd down and 6 for Rockwall.
Yeah, Tegan Woods defending the free safety, the sophomore I talked about a moment ago, able to get in there and disrupt that one. Thought for a second he might have caught that
I did
one,
too. That's what it was tough for me to tell. But Duckworth is in at receiver. Petrino comes out. Again, this could be 4-down territory. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. And now you have that's Hatcher coming in. It's a keeper and a touchdown. That's Castro, I believe. Yes, it is. It was Castro on the Wildcat. He fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and Caden Castro will open this one up and give Rockwall an early 6-0 lead.
for his number 7.
Yes,
Is that where
7th
you're going? I'm
touchdown.
sorry.
I can't read it.
I know,
Yeah. We have no light
tried to
in
bail
the
you
booth.
out there, but yeah, 7th touchdown on the season for Caden. And I tell you what do you always say when you go to the Wildcat? The running back's going to keep it. He's not going to give it up, right?
Why are you worrying about the other one?
Yep, good decision on that one and walks into the end zone. Beautiful job, nice execution. How about that for a drive for Rockwall? Much needed, a strong start against here. Again, as I mentioned, Royse City very confident, Billy. Look around the read here. You can see these guys were a little bit caught off guard.
I think so.
By this quick start for the Yellowjackets.
Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back, see what Rockwall can do on defense. This is the Rockwall Yellowjackets on Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
For those with an independent spirit, there's a bank as independent as you. For buying a home, for building a business, for getting snacks at the game. We've been serving North Texas since 1875. Because we're more than a bank. We're your bank for life. American National Bank of Texas.
50-yard kickoff return kickstarts that Rockwall drive to start the ball game. That was Zayden Edwards with the return, and then I think it was about an 8-yard touchdown run for Castro as Rockwall jumps out ahead, 7-0 with 9:28 left in the first quarter. Billy Quinton along with David Sweet. We got J-Mo Sterrett on the board right now. We got Trevor Webb on the camera, and we don't have Chris Curtis at all.
And it's been very smooth.
It's nice. This is smooth.
Got Lisa Trammell's here with us.
Lisa, that's true. Lisa's doing photos. She's so excited that all she has to concentrate on is photos. Wait, well, it's not over yet. We'll do something that she's going to have to come help us with. But here we go. Royse City now will take this kick. It's a short one. He'll take it at the 10. Looking for room, and we have a whistle. I think he made a fair catch.
He did too.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Can't do that. You can't. That's cheating.
As John Bailey would say.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Are we going to re-kick it? I think we're going to re-kick this for some reason. Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag against the Jackets, it looks like.
Okay. And I just realized on our sheet here, I didn't put in the updated return guys for Royse City. So Kadorian Powell, I believe he's with the Jackets right now, with the Bobcats right now. So I don't think he's going to be making any plays here.
He's not going to be doing it tonight? All right. Well, hey, all right.
That was Camarion Clark on the return there for Royse City, but we are going to re-kick.
Jackets offsides on that one.
Did we see the call?
Just the flag and the penalty mark off, so here's...
Okay.
Yeah, it was the offsides on us.
So they'll move this one back 5. And that Rockwall kick it off again, I guess. But I don't understand when you're offsides. They normally don't blow the whistle and stop it. You just get offsides. You let the return go. So kind of confused by that one, but we'll see. Yeah, the people are asking. They can see into the booth. We have no lights, hardly. We have one lamp.
Yeah.
You know that lamp?
We have to share it. We share our lamp.
You ever see the beginning of every Pixel movie and there's that lamp that jumps around?
It's here.
That's what it is. It's that lamp.
And it just popped over in the middle of between us.
And it looks like we're having a candlelight dinner. So big thanks to Amy Anderson. Boy, a lot of... Oh, there's a little pooch kick now. It'll be taken at the 28-yard line. There's some room there for the return man, and it's going to be, that's Arnie, the receiver, bringing it back to the 39. About a 15-yard return, and that's where Royse City will get started on offense. Offensive coordinator is Will Reed. Oh, you Jacket fans know about Will. It was our quarterback, an outstanding quarterback.
Sure was.
Broke every record, passing record pretty much that the Jackets had, and then Jacob Clark came along, broke it. Then Braden Locke came along, and they started breaking his.
No respect for those records, you know what I mean?
No, that's sad. It really is sad. Maybe Braden's listening in. Let us know, Braden, if you're watching from Arizona or wherever y'all are playing this week. I forgot to check, see who the Wildcats are playing.
Iowa State.
Are they playing Iowa State?
Yeah, they're playing Iowa State.
Are they there or is it at home?
I don't remember, to be honest with you, on that one. I'm just looking to know who they were playing.
All right, they're going to open this one up with a 4-receiver set. Richardson, heavy rush from Rockwall, wide receiver screen near side. That's Clark. Gets a block, and he's going to get close to the first down. Nice job by the senior receiver to follow those blocks, and they're going to say he's down after a 7-yard gain.
Nice release from Jamie and Richardson, too, the quarterback. But a good reception, as you mentioned, outstanding blocking and taking full advantage. That's what you got to do there on the screens is, read that block and take what you can, keep pushing downfield, and he did it on that one.
Yeah, tackle by Nails for the Yellowjackets. And so Rockwall now on defense looking at that Royse City offense with a 2nd down and 3. And now Richardson will look to throw. That's Clark, and he threw it behind him. Clark couldn't contain it. Trying to do the back shoulder fade is what that looked like, and they just could not connect. So a 3rd down and 3. Now they have to get to the 50, do the Bulldogs.
A.J. Nails back there in the coverage there for the Yellowjackets. Again, A.J. Brown, A.J. Nails said I'd talk about the defensive players when getting a chance on this possession. Both those two guys, A.J. Brown, number 4, the 5'11", 175-pound senior, and A.J. Nails, number 14, the 6'2", 180-pound senior. Can't say enough about those guys, man. The job they've done out there in that coverage, and that allows this defense to be creative, as Coach Franz has done all year long, because the confidence that he has in those two guys and who they match up with. And they've matched up against some really good.
It's a keeper by Richardson, and there's a sack coming in. That's Brown. A.J. Brown on cue will bring down Richardson. I don't know if you can call that a sack because that was a running play from the beginning. So it's just a tackle for loss.
How about the read on that, man?
Brown does a great job on that one, and that is going to be his 2nd tackle for loss on the season.
Remember, and this is going to put the Royse City Bulldogs in a position where they're going to punt on their first possession. A team that's averaging, as I said earlier, Billy, 51 points per game, have just been able to throw the football and run the football down the throat of the teams that they've matched up with. And Rockwall, the nice response. We talked about what they did on that first offensive possession. How about the defense and the job they did there on Royse City's first possession?
And Brito will punt this one away, end over end. It's Edwards back. It's kind of a knuckleball. I said end over end. It kind of floated. And so Edwards doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And it'll get just shy of the 20, so he can't get one that goes inside the 20. Rockwall will take over with their 2nd possession. 7:48 left in the first. And they're already up 7-0 on a beautiful drive to start the ball game. I want to give a shout out here to my lovely wife, Autumn. I know she'll be going to bed soon, so I got to squeeze that in.
Get that in the first. Get it early in the first quarter.
In the first quarter. And also, just want to let everybody know, if you're looking for a red house, we got one available. It's a beautiful little red house
in the Arts District.
In the Arts District, the Theater District, and so we may have another penalty out here. Oh no, they're waving it off. Okay. And so, but if anybody's looking for a house to rent, it's a beautiful 1,300 square foot little cottage there, right off the square. Give us a call.
You know who's also tuning in? The boss man, Chris Curtis himself.
Oh man, I'm so nervous now. You didn't need to tell me that. Look, we used to have the boss of Sportsgram when we were on Sportsgram. They would show up, and David, you would get all sweaty. You would get all nervous.
The pressure.
3 receiver set here for the Yellowjackets. That's Lamb in motion and a pump fake, and now they're going to do a slant route. That's Duckworth. He can't hang on. I don't know if that was meant to be that it was supposed to fake the screen and go to Duckworth, but it worked, and he could not hang on. The future Stanford Cardinal could not corral it, and it's 2nd down and 10 now for the Jackets.
And we've seen that a couple of times, that it's been a pretty nice connection there from Rickert, not only to Duckworth, but he's done that a couple of times so far in the season to Petrino. Got really something going on. He throws that one. He's very comfortable with it. And again, just unable to hold on to it.
Another play action, another slant route. This one he hangs on to, and he's got the first down. If first you don't succeed, let's go back to the Duckworth.
And I tell you what, let's do it again. Let's do it. Let's try this one in a tougher condition.
Yes.
Only one little bit of a gap, a seam in between two defenders who were there, perfectly defended, quite honestly, and a nice throw by Petrino by Rickert. Into Duckworth's hands, and a great catch.
Lamb was in motion. Now another pass here from Rickert. He's going to be slung down and be sacked. The ball's loose. Rockwall will recover. So that one came loose on the sack. And so the first sack of the ball game will go to Royse City. Trying to see who got that one. We'll let you know here in a minute. But now Rockwall in a hole with 2nd down and about 18.
Was it Mendoza? No, who was that? Rogers.
Yep, that was Rogers.
Mm-hmm. Here you go.
And I think DeMarcus Johnson, too. And we got an out route, and it's going to be back to close to the original line of scrimmage. That one was to Petrino. So Rockwall now looking at a 3rd down and 11. That was Jaden's first reception. Quickly coming back there after that sack. And so see what Rockwall does here. It's just a 4-man rush, heavy rush from the middle. They've got to throw the out route here, and it's going to be caught at the 40. Spin move, keeping his feet. I believe that is Castro. It is. He is close to the marker, about a yard short. Gets 10 yards on that reception. Good job by Rickert to avoid the rush. Came right up the middle.
Absolutely. It's going to make the decision on this fourth down a lot easier, Billy. Nice job getting into Castro's hands. A good job by Castro, man, after that contact, fighting for just a little bit yards to make this one fourth and very short.
And there's a snap, and they're going to hand it off to Castro. Looking for room. He's stuck. He keeps going, moves his feet. He's right at the marker.
Let's see if
he
they
may
give
not
it to
get
him.
it.
I think it's a little short, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think he got it. At first,
I don't know. They got it.
Okay, they gave it to him. All right. There you go. First down, Rockwall. Boy, that's by a mouse hair right there, David.
That's exactly it. Again, we talked about Castro. I talked about it a moment ago. Good job of knowing where he's at, man, and fighting, stretching it as best as he can with defenders wrapped around him.
And here's the slant route again. This time it's to Petrino. He'll actually have a little hitch there as he stops there at the 45-yard line, to lunge forward and get to the 43. That's a quick 8 yards. We're under 6 minutes left here in the first quarter, and it's been pretty much all Rockwall so far in this old rivalry that started back in 1915. That's when they first played.
Carino lost his helmet, so Caden Callaway comes in to take his place on the offensive line, number 66.
So 3 receivers set now. Rockwall will snap it from the far hash. A little swing pass out to the left, and that's going to be a first down and more. Out of bounds finally at about the 30-yard line. I believe that's Hatcher on the reception.
Yeah, it is, right?
I believe it is.
Look at the speed once he got around the corner. Goodness
gracious. Another
gracious.
AJ. That's AJ Hatcher. That's our AJ on offense. We have the 2 AJs on defense. Then you go to your AJ on offense and get yourself first down. Play action. Rickert looking to throw. Going to go deep. Got Duckworth. Got grabbing. Got a flag. Duckworth better check for his wallet because he got mugged all the way down the sideline.
Goodness gracious.
I enjoyed it. I got to meet Jack. You know, I'd seen him around a little bit before. We had media day, and we had a good time when we were kind of posing for pictures and doing some bits. And he was kind of giggling a lot. We had to do some retakes.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. How cool is it that you get to go to Stanford?
You get to go be a Cardinal?
Cardinal. You're not Cardinals.
Cardinal.
It's a single Cardinal because, you know, they do things different there in Northern California.
2 times so
and
far.
It's a tree.
Yes, exactly.
It's a cardinal, but we're going to have a tree for a mascot.
And a very unstable tree at that.
Very crazy tree.
Crazy.
It looks like Sigmund and the Sea Monster kind of tree. Yeah. All right, man in motion, Duckworth. They're going to hand this one off. That's Hatcher looking for him. Nothing there. He'll meet that defense right at the line of scrimmage. Second down and long here for Rockwall.
Yeah, run right up into the middle of Caden, into the hands of Caden Williams, 6'2", 250-pound junior. Nose tackle there, leading the efforts there on the stop.
Hankins will come in now with the orange shoes. Not quite Pantone 021. Those are a little brighter. But that's all right. Rockwall wearing the old school, just the white jerseys and orange pants. I like it. And here's Rickert looking, and he's going to swing it out here to Hankins. He'll make a man miss. Get down the sideline. Does he get in? Yes! Touchdown! That's Hankins on the swing pass. Looked like he was only going to get a few yards, and all of a sudden, he's got his second touchdown receiving. And overall, how many has he got? That's his third overall, I believe.
I think that's his second.
No, it's his second. Excuse me. Yeah.
Again, the light, but
I know we're looking. Why don't we just get a candle? That may be brighter.
Might be a lot better than this, buddy. Shout out to Amy. Can you get us?
Amy, can you get us some lights?
Something else out here.
We might have to get that. There's another lamp I saw in the back, so we may have to hook that up somehow. There's the extra point from Holland. It's good. And your Rockwall Yellowjackets go up 14-0 with 4:38 left in the first quarter. It's been all orange here for those boys a little bit west down I-30. So let's take a timeout, and when we come back, let's see what that Rockwall defense can do.
Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
Hi, I'm Joe Trahan, lead sports anchor with WFAA TV. And listen, it doesn't get much better. The Yellow Jacket football, you're watching it right now. Let's go.
Welcome back to the city of Royse. Not many people know this, David, but Royse City, named after Royce Clayton, former Texas Ranger. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So don't look that up. People don't need to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now
Just have full confidence in the fact that you're telling the truth, right? Is that the way this is supposed to be?
Yes, there we go. Oh, look at that.
That sucker was kicking your butt there for a minute, buddy. Pull back the curtain. You weren't sure about turning that one on.
I wasn't. Now we got a little bit more light. Doesn't look like we're having a romantic dinner anymore here in the booth.
Well, you have your own light, and I have mine.
Yeah.
Still special.
I can't charge my computer anymore. That's a problem, but we'll figure it out. You thought, we know the superintendent. You thought things might be a little smoother. Here's the pooch kick. It's going to land at the 24-yard line, finally scooped up there and brought back to the 30.
Good return, but great coverage down.
Yep, and that is Arnie on the return there. So let's see what Royse City can do here. Their second possession, they're already down 14-0. Rockwall is taking both their possessions into the end zone, opened up with a 14-0 lead. This is a pretty big game one for 10-6A. Hey, the Padillas are tuned in. Jesse Padilla and family
Very
ready
cool.
to go to the game from my house in Royse City, but tires are flat. I think my neighbor Bobby Summers had something to do with it. We saw Bobby earlier, and yes, he was bragging about it earlier, Jesse. So I'm sorry to break that news to you, but it was fun to see Bobby and Roy Sweeney, too, over there in the booth. That's a lot of history, Royse City history over there in that booth.
Royse City names, isn't it?
Sure is. And that's Arnie on the carry there. He's going to get to the about 35-yard line, give him 4 yards on that carry. So 2nd down and 6 here for the Bulldogs. David talked about Richardson as they set up here in the pistol. And that's going to be Brown in the backfield. Now he'll come to his left. And Brown will look for room up the middle. That Rockwall defense is there. Yeah, they're going to bring him down. There was just a whole swarm of Jackets on that one. And led by, that was Jimmy Pulliam.
Yeah, Pulliam.
Leading the way there from the linebacker position. Coming in for Stevens.
Cat Stoner, I think, was involved in that one with him as well, but definitely Pulliam leading those efforts for the Jackets.
Let's also give Braxton Chaplin some credit there, too. He came in from the line. So, big 3rd down here now for Royse City. 3rd down and 7. They got to get to their own 41-yard line to keep these chains moving. They're going to have a 3-receiver set with the H-back to the right. Slot man is going to go in motion. And it is going to be a play action over the middle, intercepted. Coming back, and that's Brown. He's got to the 40 and out of bounds. Excuse me, that's Nails. That's Nails on the interception. What a great job there on the overthrow, and Nails will have his first pick of the season. There you go. And Rockwall's in business as he goes out of bounds. Let me see where they marked that one. I think they marked it at the 32-yard line. Yep. So another pick for the Rockwall Yellowjackets, David. And this defense has really been impressive this year. That's their 6th interception this season. 9th total turnover for that defense. And we saw them all year against potent teams.
You bet.
Keep them at bay.
I'll tell you what, man, they've just done a good job. It's one of those ones where if you want to pick somebody to talk about, it's hard to do. We've already talked about Brown and Nails, the great job they've done in the secondary that operates out there on an island to allow the Jackets defensively to do what they've done. What happened?
We got a rough in the passer, so that one's all for naught.
All right.
Yep. So Nails does not get his first pick of the season.
And we'll give it back to the Dogs.
Yep. We'll see what the Dogs can do here. And this is something that, you sit and look at these kind of things where you look like that Rockwall had a chance here on that turnover to really get control of this game. Royse City dodges a bullet with the roughing the passer, and let's see if they can take advantage because they can turn this whole thing around.
What do good teams do? They take advantage of those mistakes and, an opportunity, as you mentioned, to try to turn this momentum around. We know what kind of a talented offense this is. We'll see how Richardson, the quarterback's able to respond to that.
It's a tight formation, and it's going to be a play action. Now Richardson's going to throw it over the middle. It's intercepted again. Here they come to the 30, to the 40. And a breaks a tackle to the 45, finally down at the 50. I think that was Edwards on that one, wasn't it? That was Zayden Edwards, I believe.
We'll confirm it here as far as we're able to see our version of the replay. Is that who that was coming back around? It is. Yep. That's Edwards.
Zayden Edwards with the pick. And that is his 2nd interception of the season. That will tie him for the team lead. And don't matter, okay? You're going to take one pick away. Let's just go get another one. And let's, I'll talk about it next series with Royse City when they're on offense. But I do want to talk about Jamian Richardson a little bit and what Coach Colvin had to say about him and what he's done. And, that's just a tough break because only a 2nd pick of the season.
2nd interception of the year for Richardson.
And that first one was way back in game 1. So he had gone 3 games without throwing a pick. See if Rockwall can take advantage now. That's Hatcher in the backfield with Rickert, heavy rush, and Rickert's going to have to step up. He's got room, pump fake. He'll come to the near side. He's got room to the 40, to the 35, out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Seen a lot more running from Rickert here, David.
Yeah, we really have, and a great decision. Nowhere to force that. Did not force the good decision, rather, of not forcing the football, as Royse City had great coverage downfield and a good job of being able to extend that play. Good read. And, man, a great job, again, out there in the open field, picking up the yardage necessary to move the chains again for the Jackets offense.
Still in the first quarter. Now here's a screen to the near side. Reception made by the Yellow Jackets, and that is, I'm trying to see who made that
Johnson?
catch.
I think it's Kendall Johnson.
It was Kendall Johnson making the grab.
Only Kendall's third reception on the year, a 6', 170-pound junior, number 12.
Trips near side, one receiver far side, throwing it again. This is like the old Rockwall offense. Looking for a check down was Rickert. Now he throws over the middle. He's got a man incomplete. Oh.
I think he got guilty of having those big eyes. You know what I mean? As
Yes.
he rolled out there, and oh my goodness, this guy's wide open.
Yeah, that was Leach.
He was scrambling, found himself in a position there, as we see a little bit of the replay here, kind of throwing the opposite of his body there.
Yeah, he had to bring that arm back around as he rolled to his left and had to throw back, but could not get enough oomph on it. Now Puffer will come in, and it's 3rd down and 5, probably 4-down territory. That's Puffer in motion, trips to the right side, and he's going to throw it to him on the screen. He's got blocks. He's to the 25. He'll split a couple defenders, go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Nice call from Cale Barnes, the OC, and Rockwall's in business as they get into the red zone.
Yeah, nice throw, good catch, and man, you talk about that play was made possible just because of that blocking on the outside. Outstanding job, and then, of course, an athlete like him takes a little bit of that advantage, found that seam, as we saw the replay there. Hit that hole.
Johnson, Duckworth, and Lamb on that blocks there to spring that one. Looking for room there. He's going to go down for a loss. Yep, that's Hatcher, and he'll lose a yard. All right, and Autumn is going to bed. So I just wanted to update everybody for y'all scoring at home. Autumn's going to bed at 7:57.
Lights out in the entertainment.
And if you are scoring at home, congratulations. All right, tight formation. Now they're looking for the out route. Nothing there. Now Rickert's got to run to his left. He's going to tuck it and go. What a move. He'll do a spin move and finally be stuck, but not before he gets to the 12-yard line. We're seeing everything from Brett. He's doing spin moves. He's avoiding sacks. This is great.
But it does not avoid contact.
No,
he
he
gets
doesn't.
downfield. And again, 5'11", 185-pound senior, the player of the week because of his outstanding performance against North Crowley. And boy, that confidence level and that the comfort level running the football, just his overall thing with this whole offense. You know, Brent's just very, very comfortable. And then a great game last week, and that has continued here into the first half of this one.
6-yard run for Brent makes it 3rd and 5, and it's going to be to Castro, and he will go down right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. That Bulldog defense finally comes in. And let's see if Rockwall thinks about kicking it. They will. It's going to be a 4th down and about 6. And you got a really good kicker in Gordon Holland. He's only had one field goal this year. It's from 28 yards. This will be his longest effort. Be a 30-yarder. He'll hit it or he'll kick it from the left hash. Not much wind, as Randy Talley would say. The wind is blowing straight down as the flag is not even moving. And let's see if Holland is true. He is, man. Nails it. 30-yarder, and Rockwall will extend that lead to 17-0 with 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll finish up this first quarter.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Shout out to Jerry Archer, just texted in. His wild child, Seeley, is gone. Okay. So the other 13 kids are subdued, he said. Not sure what that means.
My goodness, that's how he said it in the text?
Yes, he said it. They're subdued.
So he's already had to go through and count them.
Right.
To make sure they're all where he needs them all to be.
He says the Archers are tuned in, and I just don't know what to say with the subdued thing. I'm kind of stuck.
He's got 13 kids. I mean, he's got to come up with his own way of
do you
managing
just do like
that
a
group.
big,
I don't know.
Does everybody get cough medicine?
Yeah.
What happens there? I'm not sure what goes on. You know they all got bunk beds. Here's a little pooch again, and it's going to be taken at the 35. There's a seam, and then finally be brought down at the 45-yard line. And Jerry does take care of the Quintons and everybody else in Rockwall, man.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
He's had both of my two boys' trucks in there on numerous occasions.
Oh, yeah. He always questions the Quintons because Berkeley's car always comes in with low oil. And I try to get her. I was like, listen, you got to check it when you're down there. Get some of those guys, to check it. And she always comes in, and there's no oil in it. And it's basically 4 wheels and a chassis when she comes in. So
it's like he didn't know where to start.
Right, right. So he fixes it up, send her back down there to school. And see
How about a shout-out to Tommy McMahon watching, one of the former linebackers of the Yellowjackets, his son Cole.
There's a screen pass to the far side. Nice move and a great open field tackle for the Yellowjackets, and limits that reception to 7 yards. I think that's Edwards again. It is, I believe.
Shane Langley texted in. We know where the I know where the Archer Wildchild is.
Oh, that's right.
He's with Shane.
With Shane.
So,
What's happening there? What did Shane lose a bet? What's going on? 2nd down and 3, and now it's going to be a handoff right up the gut, and it's close to a first down. That is Watson, Xavier Watson. We have 2 Xaviers here, David. You have Xavier with a Z, then you have Xavier with an X. Xavier Brown and Xavier Watson.
Both running backs.
Both
this is
running
fun,
backs.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Good tackle on him, but a good job there after Xavier unable to pick up that first down. But, man,
no,
he's
had him
short. Wrapped up. Yeah, he's short, but unable to pick it up. But he was held short, but a good job still being able to trying to fight forward to pick up that first down. Held short, just barely short of the first down.
Let's take a timeout. That is the end of the first quarter. We'll switch sides. I don't have to go far. They're right there at the 50. This is Rockwall Yellowjackets football. It's tackle football, everybody, on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
You know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that, and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall, and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family, and it is my intention to take care of as many families as I can in the future.
Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business.
3rd down and 1 here for Royse City. They got to get to the 45. They're going to snap it from the Rockwall 46. Probably have a couple shots here to get this 1 yard. It's going to be a keeper by Richardson. He's got blocks. He's got room. He's got the first down. And he'll be slung out of bounds. That's Ashworth coming in to make the tackle, but not before Royse City is in deeper into Rockwall territory with the first down.
Only the second first down here in the first half for the Bulldogs is going into that play. Only had 4 yards of total offense in the first quarter. To be 8 to be exact. 1 first down there as this Rockwall defense done a great job against this very potent and talented offense. So only the second first down of the ball game.
Talk a little bit about Richardson here after this play, and I talked to Coach Colvin, and he is so excited about Jamian and what he's done so far this season. And he's going to be a handoff here right up the middle. That's Watson, and he'll make a couple defenders miss. And as he sidesteps them and gets about 4 yards. Quote from Coach Colvin, in 16 years of coaching, Richardson has made the biggest transformation as a player, person, teammate, and leader of any kid that he has ever coached.
Man, what a compliment.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
And he's been around some really neat kids. Says a lot about that young man.
You bet. You bet. He struggled a little bit last year.
Yeah.
I think you just see a kid that has picked up this offense, so talented, and you get somebody like Coach Colvin leading the way, you're going to do fine. And here comes Watson again with the run right up the gut. He's not going to get much. Get back to the line of scrimmage, and they'll set up a 3rd down and about 5.
You know, it's one of those things, Billy, I remember when we found out that Colvin was the hire, and you just knew it immediately. That's one of those guys that okay, this is culture changing, program changing,
right?
Big time hire. You got you a good one, and they do.
Yep.
You know?
Jed Trammell is worried about the Brownies. He wants us to save him some. For Jed, you have to save him the whole plate.
Yes,
because he gets angry.
Always funny when he's in our booth and they're brought in, somehow they always end up right there with him.
Yep.
Did you let him know we don't always get him on away
No,
games
we don't get him
yet.
on away games. Here comes Richardson. He's got room. He's into the secondary, to the 15, to the 10. He'll keep his balance, go out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Biggest run of the night for the Royse City Bulldogs, and that is the longest run so far for Jamian Richardson this season.
Richardson on the ground, 14 carries for 130 yards. I mentioned he has 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 9 yards every time he decides to carry it. So definitely in good hands. Is very potent, not only through the air, but a very good, talented runner as well. 5'11", 165-pound senior is Richardson.
Yeah, and I believe that's about a 35-yard run there. He had a 30-yard run as his longest previously. So now 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for Richardson and the Royse City Bulldogs. And it is a tight formation with the H-backs to the right. They're going to hand it off, and Rockwall's defense will bring him down in the backfield. Great penetration from the Jackets. Trying to see who made that tackle for Rockwall.
Trying to see if that was long.
That was Castro, Jerry Castro coming in from the safety spot.
You said it a moment ago when you were talking about the guys on both sides of the ball. Well, hey, Castro making plays, one of them. Got a Castro on offense that's pretty potent and a very talented player on defense as well.
Let's give Christian Lawyer some credit, too.
That's what I thought. I thought Christian was involved in that one.
So 2nd down and goal now from the 5. That was a 3-yard loss. Richardson looking for room. Flag on the play just as it snapped. He's got a reverse field, and he's going to be slung down finally at the 16-yard line. Coming in, I think it's Pulliam again, finally making the tackle. It is. Let's see what the flag is. That thing went up immediately, so it's either offsides or a formation problem, and we have a jacket down. And so they'll look at him. We have a timeout on the field. Let's take a timeout with them. This is Rockwall Yellowjackets football. It is on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network, and they lead 17-0, but Royse City is threatening with 9:48 left in the second.
For those with an independent spirit, there's a bank as independent as you. For buying a home, for building a business, for getting snacks at the game. We've been serving North Texas since 1875. Because we're more than a bank. We're your bank for life. American National Bank of Texas. For those with an independent spirit, there's a bank as independent as you. For buying a home, for building a business, for getting snacks.
Jacket Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
What up, it's Anthony Orji, former Rockwall Yellowjacket, class 2019, current linebacker for New Orleans Saints, and you're watching the Rockwall Yellowjackets.
See what the penalty was. Offsides. All right, we're back.
Was it?
And it was offsides on Rockwall, so that 2nd down loss does not count. And they'll get a mark off. It has half the distance to the goal line. So now it's 2nd down and go back where we started, about from the 2.5-yard line for Royse City. And see what the Jackets defense can do here. This has been an outstanding effort by this Jackets defense for the first 4 games and into this one. This is an offense that now we got another flag. Yep, we got too many men on the field, and it's against Royse City.
Ooh, that one will drive you crazy right there. Coming out of a timeout, and exactly. And end up in a situation where you got a communication error, and you end up with too many men on the field. That one, that'll get Coach Colvin. How about a shout-out right quick? Bill and Ann Morton watching.
All right.
Says, Mom, valedictorian for Royse City, and a dad, Yellow Jacket team, offensive and defensive lineman. Sure, there's families all throughout Rockwall County that can say that. Played for Royse City, and kiddos that went to Royse City, or families that went to Royse City, and those that went to Rockwall both. Here we go.
Got an update here on Heath. They're up 24-0 over Legacy. And there's going to be a quick, oh man, what a nice play. That's a motion coming in from Brian Arney. He came in, reversed field, went back out on the quick out route, and got past the Rockwall defender, and there's the first touchdown of the game for Royse City.
Arney, the sophomore I talked about in the pregame, that's his 13th touchdown of the season.
He's been impressive.
Yeah, he has been, and a much-needed response there from that Royse City offense, man. You look at the last possession. Of course, Rockwall had scored touchdowns on the first 2 times they had the football. The Royse City defense responded on that third possession, held Rockwall to a field goal, and then their offense, after a couple of empty possessions, able to get into the end zone on this one.
David, I got some issues with my roof. What do I do if I got some roof issues?
Well, I'll tell you what, what would be a good idea, somebody for you to call? Somebody should think about calling and do it. That's Riddle Brothers. Roofing.
Okay.
Riddle Brothers Roofing is
I knew you'd have an answer.
Award-winning roofing company that services the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with experienced roofers that, with both commercial and residential roofs, and lots of experiences with claims, and can assist your insurance company. We provide only the best quality roofing material in the industry to ensure you get a quality roof that will last for many years to come. With those roofing problems, Billy, strongly suggest and recommend that you call Riddle Brothers.
Well, let me say that because it wasn't Riddle for me. I didn't know where to go, and it's ironic that they're named Riddle Brothers.
Look at that.
But there's no Riddle.
I know.
It's an easy answer.
It's an easy answer. It's staring us right in the face.
Right there.
One person to call, Riddle Brothers.
All right, I feel better.
How about a shout-out right quick? Nathan Tran.
All right.
Listen to the game.
What's up, Nathan?
Glad to have you, as always, sir. Here we go, Cliff Witt. Cliff said he's sure glad that Billy's back with you.
That's nice.
Yep, really glad to have him. He said you guys are the best. Poor old Jerry and his 13 kids in their bunk beds. It's rough, man. Jerry's got it rough, that's for sure. Cliff, Kristen, and Kylie watching the rivalry from their house. Glad to have the Wits, as always, watching the game.
Hey, we talked about Corky before.
Yeah.
What about, I forgot where he's the president at.
You know where that is? I'm glad you mentioned that.
Okay.
It's one of the most successful banks, not only in Rockwall, Billy, but all throughout this area. It's Alliance Bank.
Ah, there you go.
As
Okay.
proud supporter of Rockwall ISD athletics, Alliance Bank is cheering on our Hawks and Yellowjackets on the field and, you know what else? In life. Whether you need personal or business banking, stop by and experience hometown service with Big Bank Solutions, or visit us online at alliancebank.com. Alliance Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Corky Randolph used to be the Panther, the actual mascot Panther for Duncanville back in the day.
Let's go crazy. And I can fully see it.
Oh, yeah, easy.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Tracy Humphreys, or Hump, he's a class of 90 for Rockwall. Stingers up. JFND, tell
All right.
Archer to hush.
You think the Rockwall Yellowjackets could beat Corky's Duncanville Panthers?
I think now they
after
could.
North Crowley.
I think so. I think so, especially if Corky's the mascot. I think that'd make it a lot easier. Oh, man. Boy, what a life, Corky. How do you, you start at that high level of being a Panther mascot. It's all downhill from there. I mean, it's the highest you can go.
You know that's higher on his business card than being the president of Alliance Bank. You know it? The Duncanville Panther president of Alliance Bank.
Shout out to my sister, Claudine, from Lampasas. It's homecoming, and they're playing Waco University. They're up 14-0. That's the Badgers, my friend.
Badgers having another good season?
They are. They always do. They seem to have gotten so much better after I stopped playing. There's Ashworth on the return. Not much there for him, and he's brought down at the 23-yard line. Yeah, my senior year was 85. I was 84 season. Then in the 85 season, they pretty much had a streak of going to the playoffs nonstop and made it very deep one year, like almost to the, I think it was to the quarterfinals. And so it was pretty evident that I was the one holding them back.
You were the problem?
Yeah.
You were the issue there?
Yeah, I did have a few records there, most fumbles. So pretty proud of that. So anyway, here we go. Rockwall now having to answer that Royse City touchdown with 9:03 left in the second quarter. They're going to go trips right, and they're going to snap it from the near side. And that's Petrino in motion. They're going to hand it off here. I think that's Castro, and he's not going to have any room. He's going to go down, and you think Big Mo is kind of switched over to that Royse City side.
Yeah, they came, again, as mentioned a moment ago, the last defensive stand for Royse City, holding that Rockwall offense into a field goal. And, of course, the offense scoring on that one. Definitely fired up group right now.
Yeah. And here we go again. There's Castro again, and he's going to be stopped immediately again. Rockwall trying to work through the middle of that defense. That three-man front has really done well so far. The running game for Rockwall, only thing that has been really going well is when Rickert runs, and that's on broken pass plays most of the time. He has made a couple nice reads.
So far in the season, I mentioned it earlier, the rushing defense has been outstanding for the Bulldogs, only giving up right at 89 yards per game on the ground. So
now Rickert will roll to his right. Got a man. It's caught right at the 33-yard line. It's close to the marker. Let's see where they mark it as he was slung back. They're not giving him a great spot. He's at the 30, they're going to say 32-yard line. So it looks like Rockwall's going to line up to go for it. May try to get him to jump.
Of course, Rickert maybe with a quick kick as well.
Could be. Yeah, that's true. Rockwall, they're going to, they looks like right now hard count. There he goes. Snap it. There you got him. Here's the freeze play. Now this is going to throw this one deep. Nothing to lose. There he goes. And he's got a man incomplete. Oh, had Leach breaking open. Could not get it to him. But I think Rockwall's going to get a first down here as they got Royse City to jump. And there you go. Mark it off.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep. You smell that, David?
Yes, sir. That's another brand spanking new.
Set it down.
Set it down.
Yeah. Love that smell.
It never gets old.
That
you know
new
what I mean?
down smell. Yeah. So here we go. Now it's a three-receiver set. Slot man in motion on the near side on the dual receivers. That's Leach. And it's going to be they're going to sling it to Leach out there as he just pivoted after he went in motion. He's going to get a quick 3 yards.
Good throw, Rickert, again, off that outside shoulder there, Billy, because defender had an opportunity there. If he had not delivered, put that into the only spot that he had to do with it, maybe could have had a break on a ball for an interception.
Quickly back to the line of the Jackets, and this time it's going to be that same play. This time it's going to be Duckworth making the grab. He gets the block, and he's going to get the first down. That time it was Leach with the block, springing Jack, and he's going to have a first down.
We've seen that both ways. Both those two guys are so good out there knowing what to do with the football and taking advantage of that little bit, which either one of those guys is receiving the football, and then the other one's done a great job blocking.
And that's Hankins in it, running back. And now they're going to throw it deep near side. That's Petrino. Can't get to it. Great coverage on the near side. Nice pass, but Petrino could not bring that one in. And that's the corner.
Was that 12?
I think it is. That's more.
Woo.
He's got
Toe-to-toe.
11 solo tackles on the season.
Went to that highest point with the receiver. Stayed with him the entire time.
I used to argue
Great
with
coverage.
my coaches, and it didn't go over well. But when they would, here we go. We may have another. They snapped it with too many men on the field. There it is. And so they catch Royse City trying to make a substitution. Yeah. So coaches, when I played defensive back, and the coaches always say, catch it at its highest point. And I'd always argue, but that ball's about 20 feet in the air at its highest point. And they'd be like, well, at your highest.
Your highest point, yeah.
Yeah, then I was benched. But, it's another great job by Rockwall to get some easy yards here, catching Royse City trying to make the quick sub. Now, the officials are huddling here because sometimes there's a guy running off the field and it's still 11. Sometimes it's like we only had 10 out there. Guy's running off the field, and he should have been on the field. Let's see what the call is. Yep, now they got him. So it's a quick 5 yards for the Jackets.
David, you know what's better than a brand spanking new first down?
What's that?
How about Clutch Roofing? How about a new roof from Clutch Roofing? Clutch is a company that strives to build lifelong relationships with you and provide value like none other. We do this by listening to your needs, putting you first, and always providing the absolute best in craftsmanship. That's Clutch Roofing for you.
So what you're saying, Jamo, is they come in clutch. They're clutch.
Oh, all the time.
Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to hear. Play action. Now Rickert's going to run. No room there. Woo. And he'll be, he's going to keep going, man. There you go. I love seeing Brent just take on the whole defense and finally be slung down. That's Kyron Reyes, who was the player of the week on defense for Royse City, finally bringing him down. Sets up now a third down and about 4 for the Jackets.
How about a shout-out right quick to Shelly Townsend.
Favorite Townsend?
Yes, absolutely. She said Caden is watching for Belton, and Mike's watching with his eyes closed.
Oh, good. Of course he is.
Amazing talent, yeah.
Yeah.
He's paying attention. We know he is.
Oh, boy.
But Shelly's still our favorite.
Yep. Okay, and there's going to be a middle screen, and there it is. He's got the receiver. He's got room. He's got a block, and he's going to finally be brought down, but not after Lamb gets inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Man, it's always fun when you get the football into Lamb there. Again, 6'4", 230-pound senior, his 5th reception on the year for Jet. I always talk about that kind of diversification of that offense once you start getting that halfback involved in it more.
Slant route. And that's Leach making the grab, and he'll be tackled inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Yeah, you got Jet Lamb, and then we just talked about Jet Trammell.
Yeah.
Do you get those guys confused at all?
It's easy to do. It's very,
They're so
very
similar.
easy to do. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Quick snap, looking to throw, pump fake, deep route. Going for the receiver, incomplete. Oh, had the go route there, trying to hit Wiley.
It was Wiley, of course it was.
Yep.
The young sophomore.
Boy, he had a game last week.
Didn't he, though? That catch at the end of the game. Beautiful.
Shout out to my mom in Lampasas. Ann Quinton had a little bit of little dentistry, a little oral surgery done. So she now finally has that grill that she's been wanting. It's like solid gold right there on the front teeth.
Hanging around Lampasas?
Yeah. So I'm excited for her. Yeah. Second down and 10 now. They're going to hand this one off, and that is Hatcher, and that running game is just. But I'll tell you what, though, we've watched these Jackets all year so far, David. They're going to keep running it. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Go back to the old adage that we always knew back in the Rodney days. Talk about the high flying, throwing the football all over the field. And what he always tell us, it starts with the run. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work if you can't run the football. Don't know how important that running game is. And you're right, and Rockwall's been able to do that. Had some tough games at some points, but eventually that cracks, it breaks with all three of these running backs.
Man wide open over the middle. Rolling to his right was Rickert, and then he'll hit Duckworth right at the marker. He's going to be about a yard short. He had to get to the 9. He got him down at the 10, just shy of the 10. So fourth down and about 2, they're going to say here for Rockwall.
What an impressive throw there, Billy, by Rickert as you're right, kind of pressured him, forced him out of the pocket, and you're right, able to see that opening there in the middle of the field, had that presence of mind to stop and throw across his body and get it into his hands.
Wesley Hammer coming in at H-back. Haven't seen a lot of him. It's good to see him in there, and that's going to be Castro in at running back. I think we're going Wildcat again because that's also Hankins in there, and Rickert not on the field right now. Rockwall looks over to get the signal. 4:41 and counting left here in the second quarter. I think they're letting this play clock run down, and then they're going to call timeout. That's what they're going to do. So, all right, I need some insurance, okay? I need insurance. I would like to go to a former Yellow Jacket if I could. Is there anybody available?
I got a very good idea for you. How about Jacob Rhodes?
Oh, I like Jacob.
Have you thought about Jacob?
He's my favorite Rhodes.
Smith Allen Insurance, yes. Has your home insurance rate doubled the last few years? I think everybody's has. Talk to Jacob Rhodes, your trusted broker at Smith Allen Insurance. Born and raised in Rockwall, Jacob is a class of 2023 graduate at Rockwall High School, and he's committed to finding the best rates along with top-notch service. Whether it's home or auto insurance, Jacob takes the time to understand your needs and tailor coverage to fit your life. Contact him today at 214-460-3638. Again, 214-460-3638. Or at Jacob at SmithAllen.com. Smith Allen Insurance, your local reliable partner to help protect what matters most to you. Give Jacob Rhodes a call, Billy.
Jacob is so much better than his brother Blake. Don't you think?
No question, right?
I mean, it's not even a contest. Now, Mom Carla does a great job.
Yeah, she's solid.
Yeah, she's solid.
Solid.
But give Jacob a call, man. He'll help you out. Got to teach Jacob back in the day.
Very cool.
I give Blake a hard time. I got to teach with Blake. Both of us came in at the same time. Both of us were in that first new teachers meeting looking at each other going, what in the world are we doing here?
What were we thinking? What were we thinking, huh?
All right, Wildcat is going to be snapped to Castro, and he shockingly, he's going to keep it, and he's going to bounce off a defender, keeps going, spin. He's not in the end zone, but he's got the first down at the 1-yard line.
My goodness, man. Castro, again, fighting for that extra yardage is something else. 5'9", 175-pound senior. But just
he's like Tasmanian Devil.
He plays much bigger than that, buddy. Look at it again off the little replay.
Just spinning.
That's it.
That's right. That's my Tasmanian Devil. Right
I like it.
Yeah.
Add that to the. Mark that one down, please. Okay.
First and goal for Rockwall, and I believe that's Hatcher that's now in with Rickert as he comes back into the ball game. And it is going to be Hatcher taking it up the gut. He'll have a defender on his back. He can't take him all the way to the end zone, but he will get closer, right shy of the goal line. Second down and goal now as we go into 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Billy Quinton along with David Sweet. And we got J-Mo's birthday tomorrow.
I know it.
I'm sure that's why they're blocking off the Square down in Crandall.
Yeah.
They're going to have a parade.
Party. And Jamie, I know you heard me a
Actually-
moment ago. My birthday's Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Let's
How
make it
about
about
that?
David. All right. That's
Yes,
nice.
your birthday's tomorrow. They're a total
Castro in. Touchdown as David wants to make it about himself, but let's go ahead and give the Rockwall Yellow Jackets credit for a touchdown. Caden
Congratulations
Castro
to the
goes
Jackets,
in.
but Rockwall fans are stunned because of the fact that you said someone else is going to make something about themselves and try to make fun of them for it. A Billy Quinton saying someone else makes something. Wow! Everybody's shocked. Way to go, Castro. Way to go, Yellow Jackets.
All right, thank you. There you go. There you go.
Well, I was going to say they had the streets in Crandall blocked off because it's homecoming this week, and they didn't have school. They didn't have school Thursday or Friday.
That was party time, buddy.
It was parade on a Wednesday, but it was Friday for the kids.
Man, what a drive from the Jackets. Again, you talked about momentum a moment ago.
Y'all both are still trying to make it about yourselves.
Yeah.
I want to concentrate on the Yellow Jackets.
I was trying to do right there, but that's okay. But now let's do it. You talked about what a much-needed response it was for the Yellow Jackets because of the momentum. Talked about the last possession for the Yellow Jackets held to that field goal. Then, the Bulldogs had gotten the football back on the next offensive possession, had their best one of the night getting into the end zone. Rockwall needed that. Good answer. Way to punch back there by the Jackets. Lots of success again through the air, but a great running game. And you talked about never giving up on the running game. How about that one there at the end of that on that
Good
possession?
call. Yeah. Hey, Chris Curtis is texting in from Florida. He's sunning himself there on vacation. Here's the deal. Okay, he's with his buddies apparently,
Yeah, okay.
which means he's bailed on the twins.
Woo, yeah, wow.
Mom is at home with the twins. I
Yeah.
just picture right now one in each arm.
Just doing anything she can.
Probably smoking,
exactly.
and just trying to get through the day. And he's out just hanging
Probably
out.
ironing, maybe. Ironing
she's trying to
something.
iron. She's doing the wash on that washboard.
Yeah, exactly.
She has a
bouncing around.
one of those bandanas wrapping up her hair.
Up her hair, yeah. Got her apron on.
Okay, so hear me out. So my dad's looking for a new truck.
Okay.
He likes Fords.
Oh,
so,
good.
So where would he go?
There's
Where would
only
he go,
one
Billy?
I
place
only
to
know
go,
one
man.
place. There's only one place.
And that would be Rockwall Ford,
Of
I would
course.
assume. Rockwall
Yes.
Ford is your local source for all things Ford. We help you find and finance the perfect vehicle for you, or you can book an appointment at the state-of-the-art service center. If you need care for your Ford you already own, ask for Jeff Hicks, the proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics.
All right, there's the pooch kick. It hits the ground, and they down it right when it looks like Clark makes the grab. I think they called the fair catch, but I think once it hits the ground, I don't think the fair catch is in play anymore. I may be wrong. Wish we had David Rako here. He would give us.
Actually, that was the Rako impression.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah. See, it blew your wheels off like it normally did when he was here.
Here's the Rako impression. I'm not saying he didn't make a good decision.
I'm
I'm not
just
saying
saying.
that. I'm just saying that he returned the ball, but already had given a fair catch. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a good player.
Just talking about that one decision at that time.
I'm just talking about that. We need to bring up somebody else that's in our little club that really disappointed us today.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring that up here at the next time out because it's going to take some explaining.
Did not shock us.
No. Arnie on the jet sweeps got room.
Ooh.
Boy, a jersey grab will slow him down, but he's going to get 11 yards all the way to the 35-yard line. It's now 24-7 Rockwall with 3:16 left in the second quarter. Royse City will get the ball, start the third quarter. At least they'll receive the kick. So this is a big drive for them to try to get the 2 for 1 or the 2 for none, whatever you want to call it, where they don't have to go back on defense if they run out the clock and get a score. Watson looking for him, nothing there, and that's Day making the play, coming in there and just swallowing him up.
Boy, what a weapon he's been on that defense. Again, the 6'3", 230-pound nose guard for the Yellow Jackets. Again, how important that position is there in the middle of the field, and he's been ready to go. Tough to run right down the middle of the field there against Wade Day. Wade, again, against the run, but he's also been a factor in terms of the blitz is concerned. Just a solid job right there in the middle of the defense for Rockwall.
All right, there we go. Second and 10 now. It's play action. Richardson looks to throw. There's a rush. He's going to tuck it and run to the far side. Little shovel pass.
My goodness, that was
that
dangerous.
goes out of bounds. That was very Brett Favre-like. We're showing our age. Let's go Patrick Mahomes. Let's go Patrick Mahomes on that one then. But it goes out of bounds. That's a intended pass. So.
Well, how sad that is when you just mentioned that Favre is old school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
my goodness.
I don't know how many people. Oh, dude, last game I did, I mentioned Roger Staubach.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would, our age, or excuse me, younger than us.
And those
would
many
know.
generations in between us. And
Right.
The
That's
guys
sad.
that we're working with tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rolling to his right is Richardson on 3rd and 10. Now he's going to try to throw back. He's got a man over the middle. Oh, what a great great play on the defensive backfield. Woo! That's Washington making the play. Oh, man, that was nice. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't Washington. I want to give the right credit. That was Sanders.
Yes, it was.
Joshua Sanders.
Number
I'm
23.
sorry. That was Joshua Sanders. Player of the week this week for Rockwall. I should give him more credit. And you know what? He was just feeling the heat. What if you are feeling the heat? Where do you go?
You probably need a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you might need to be a shield like that right there. You know?
What do you do when that heat is on?
Yeah, Griffin Heat Shield. It's a proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. Visit our website at griffinheatshield.com for more information. Jimmo, as you know, we learned the Heat Shield is that glove.
It's a glove.
Yes, Coach Brewer's dad.
Now, do you just get one glove or is it two gloves?
You know what? I was strong.
Is it like Michael Jackson? You just get the one glove?
Wouldn't that just protect your one arm? Wouldn't you want the
I don't
second
know.
one?
Depends on what you're doing.
You know, it's a good point.
Like if
That's a
you're
good point.
doing that glass blowing, you only need one glove.
You only need one of those gloves
I
for
think.
that?
Yeah. I don't know.
What if you were playing baseball? Could you slide? Could that be like the oven mitt? Could
I don't
wear
know.
The grip? You know what I mean?
Know. Making brownies?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know?
Okay, that's a good question. We need Griffin Heat Shield to tune in and say, do we just need one glove or two?
Let us know, please.
Yeah, we're kind of confused now. But we do want to thank them for their sponsorship as we ask questions about their product.
As we ask questions about their product. But we do take your sponsorship.
Okay, we got a timeout here. So Frank Conselman.
Oh, my goodness.
Calls or texts Amy Anderson and Tyler Anderson about wanting, because he's big-time trustee, school board trustee.
Frank, the Rockwall ISD
Right.
president of the board of trustees.
Who gets everything anyway because he's on the board.
Exactly, and / Amy Anderson, the rest of the story there, the superintendent for Royse City Schools.
A friend of ours.
Yes.
Begs her for 3 seats in her suite. 3 seats.
And does this in a group text
In
with
a group
us.
text in front of other people, and basically says, he basically demanded it. I want 3. Here's the punt here. We'll continue after this. This is a high one. And Edwards is going to make the fair catch right at the 32-yard line. Rockwell's going to be in business. They'll have one play before the 2-minute timeout. But and what we'll do, let's go ahead and see this play, and then at the 2-minute timeout, we'll continue this very unstable story of what happened here, because it is so frank.
It was just, dude, that's the best way to put it. Because it was so big time, big time. You could just feel it going on.
You knew when he was asking, like, this is not going to go well.
You're leaving me on a cliffhanger.
Well,
I mean, I'm ready for it.
We're gonna have you here. We're gonna take care of you here in a second, because I know all of America is waiting to hear what happened with Frank in this just selfish
little
act.
exchange.
Yeah. See what Rockwall does here. And that is Hankins in the backfield. He's going to get the swing pass. He looks for the block. He gets it from Lamb, and he'll be upended, but not before he'll get past the 35 to the 38-yard line. Let's make it the 39. Give him 7 yards on that reception, and we have the 2-minute warning. So as we hit the 2-minute mark, so Frank texted and with other people on this thread, text Tyler Anderson and Tyler, who's the husband of Amy Anderson, superintendent of Royse City. Tyler, I want 3 seats.
And then what does he do? He also name drops.
Yes, I've got these 2 people with me.
And let me tell you who they are.
Right.
So, again, I'm the president. I'm President Frank Conselman, which he makes us call him, by the way.
Right. We have to do that.
Call him President Conselman.
Yep.
Like if we're at a lunch or something.
We have to curtsy, which is unstable.
We have to stand up as he walks in.
Right.
It's very, very strange. It's very, very unusual. But, of course, then he mentions in the text that who he's coming with, the Honorable Judge, David Rayco, and, of course, Dwayne Kane, who everyone knows. You know what I mean? Just make sure he mentions
I'm bringing them with me.
Yep, exactly.
So I need 3 seats in your suite, in the Royse City suite.
I need you too.
Yes.
There you go. Go ahead.
So then Amy jumps through hoops, gets it taken care of, lets him know, I've got 3 seats for you. What does Frank do? I changed my mind.
I'm good.
I don't want to go.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
And just leaves her hanging. I'm sorry, Amy. That doesn't represent Rockwall. All right, here we go. Rickert looking to throw. Heavy rush. He'll split the defenders. Still has room. He's got a man open. That is Hankins at the 45, past the 50 to the 42-yard line. Great job on the check down and getting big yards.
Oh, my gosh, man. Extends that play, manages those check downs, avoids that contact, Billy. And then how about the throw? Over there into Hankins' hands. And, of course, Hankins does the rest to pick up the first down.
Now Hankins will have an opportunity to run with it because you hadn't done enough for us so far.
You know what? I'm going to go to you again.
Let's go ahead and make you run for a little bit and get inside the 40. Setting up 2nd down and about 6 for Rockwall. Clock running, 1:25 left. They're going to let that run down. Rockwall up 24-7, trying to take control of this ball game. Going to let the clock run before they snap it. They do. Play action now. Rickert looking to throw. Pump fake. Now he's going to throw it near side. Incomplete. Lamb had slipped, and Rickert threw that one on his back foot. Lamb was wide open, but he slips, could not get his hand on it. He was open.
Yeah, it was there, man.
So now it's a 3rd down and 5 for Rockwall. Clock stops with 1:10 left. That was not Jet Trammell. That was Jet Lamb, the intended receiver there.
I know folks are confused.
I know. Jet Trammell would have passed out running that far on that route.
Unless you told him brownies were on the other end of
She
it.
said there's brownies over there.
Go get the brownies. Go get the brownies.
And there's a slant route caught. That's Petrino. He's going to have the reception. He was the slot receiver, gets open right over the middle, gets to the 31-yard line. That's just enough for the first down. Let's move those chains. The clock will stop as they move them. So now a new set of downs for the Jackets. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Pump fake. Now Rickert's going to throw the out and up. It's incomplete. Looking for a flag. Nothing there. Great defense on that far side. Believe that was Brandon Duro Harris on the coverage over there.
Another one of the sophomores.
Yep. Who'll be going to Texas State. I'm calling it now.
It's going to happen.
Yep. So 2nd down and 10. Clock stop with the incompletion. 49 seconds left for the Jackets. At worst, they're going to try to get into field goal range here for Holland, who already hit a field goal earlier tonight. Play action to Hatcher. Keeper by Rickert. He's got room. Into the secondary. To the 20. And be knocked down from behind. And boy, he's jazzed as he goes 15 yards to the 15. Dude. And Rockwall sets up in the red zone.
How impressive has he been, man? Whew, my goodness.
What a difference. I mean, he's already been doing great, but now the running game is just off the charts. A deep route incomplete. Trying to hit Johnson. Boy, that was scary.
Yes, it
double
was.
coverage, maybe triple coverage.
I was going to say triple coverage. You had 2 right there with him and a 3rd black jersey making his way to that side of the field quickly.
Oh, man. I don't think anybody knew the ball was coming.
I was going to say, I was sitting there hoping that ball would die. So quick, please, get down. Oh, my goodness.
So talking about coverage, Billy, and you're looking for somebody. Who would you go to for some insurance coverage?
Hanby Insurance would be the place I would go because it keeps you covered in all your life adventures for all your life. Reach out now to Aaron Neal for more information at 972-285-0381. And if you're a gold member, that's even better there for Hanby Insurance. Oh, Aaron Neal. We know Aaron.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yep.
Man.
Got Coach Neal over there, and there's a penalty on Royse City. And that's going to set up a first down wrong
Well, that one will hurt.
Yes.
Did you see what the call was on it?
Did not. It's a personal foul.
That one hurts.
Yeah, it's a personal foul because they go all the way down to inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. So now that sets it up for Rockwall here with 32 seconds left, which is all day. I'm going to assume that Rockwall is going to just try to run this one in there, run some clock. If they score, great. If not, they'll let that clock run down a little bit and try to expand on that 17-point lead. This probably will be the Wildcat. And let's see, they got guys coming in and out. Castro, it's going to be Castro in here with the Wildcat. Had a great game last week, too.
Yes,
got to give Caden a shout-out. 3 touchdowns last week. Boy, he's just been a spark plug for this
all over
offense.
it, man. Again, we saw him again a couple of weeks before that against Lake Travis. What a great game he had. And then, you're right, against North Crowley, just amazing.
Oh, man. And that was a game, too. He would run and run and run, get stopped 2 yards, 3 yards, and then all of a sudden, boom, break it.
Just keep going, man.
Yep.
Just keep going. Never giving up. Shout out to the France family. Family cheering from Grapevine this week.
Here's Castro keeper, looks for room, nothing there. I think Royce City's figured out he never hands it off. So they're going to stop him about just shy of the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and goal from the, let's see where they're at, on the 5, and that's a little bit further back now. It's going to be like about the 7. So 2nd down, they will call timeout here and let Royce City, kind of come to their sidelines and regroup. And this gives us a chance here, David, to talk a little bit. If I need a sign, we had a sign. We're doing the for rent for our house.
Yes.
And I know there's a place that really knocks it out.
There's a great place. It's not too far from your house.
No, I can walk there.
Sign Mart Rockwall. Sign Mart Rockwall is a proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. If you're in need of a sign or a banner, reach out to Jake Sparks, Sign Mart, on the square in downtown Rockwall.
Tracy Humphreys, another shout out to him. He says, I feel like I'm watching Varsity Blues. Jet Trammell says, every time my name comes up, that's another brownie I get. Why is he making the rules? He doesn't make the rules, does he?
Don't you ever? Isn't he supposed to be doing something?
I thought he was supposed to be working. I had to go and pick up a power cord
That's
from
what
him
I
on
heard.
the way here.
Miss Lisa, she tried to call me. He said, thinking maybe I was on
I
that
said
end of
I would
town.
meet him at 5. It was 5 till, and he calls me, where are you? I'm like, dude, I got 5 minutes still. I'm getting there.
He wasn't
Jet was
messing
all
around.
over me.
So what's Jet doing? Jet back at the...
I don't know what he's doing. Who
Is
knows?
he at homecoming?
He's eating brownies somewhere, complaining. All right, there's that Wildcat again. Nope, they're going to set up now. That's Rickert. He'll come out. He was under center. Now he's going to pop back out. Got trips to the left. Going to hit a swing pass here.
Get in.
That is Hatcher. He's in. Touchdown, Rockwall. Hatcher on the reception. Out of the backfield will give Rockwall a 30-7 lead pending the extra point.
I'll tell you what, good teams take advantage of those opportunities. A big penalty a moment ago against that Bulldog defense. Again, that one hurt. That touchdown hurts there, and a great job. Nice drive again from the Yellow Jackets. And Hatcher able to get in there with his second touchdown.
Whew. And here comes Holland in for the extra point. That got a little close, but it's true. And your Rockwall Yellowjackets now up 31-7 over the undefeated Royse City Bulldogs, coming this one 4-0 and averaging 51 points a game. We've been here before, though, David. Last year, Rockwall faced, undefeated, was it North Forney?
North Forney.
Yeah. They were 6-0, and Rockwall took care of business on that one.
Yeah.
Not saying this one's over, far from it. We know that Royse City can score lickety-split.
Very talented offense, man.
But it feels
Get back into
good to have that little cushion there.
Absolutely. A couple other scores right quick. The Hawks up 38-7 over Tyler Legacy. And this one's a little bit of a surprise. Again, either team, I think, can win this game, but the score kind of surprises me. At the half, North Forney up 21-3 over the Jackrabbits.
Oh, really?
So another
it's a
big
little
one
bit
in
of a
10-6A.
Yeah. Want to remind everybody to stay tuned for the Rest Haven Funeral Home halftime show, as we will show the Orange Wave Band, and we'll probably hand it over to Trevor and JMO.
Let them have fun.
Let them have fun a little bit at halftime. Let them talk and
I was
air their grievances.
Yeah, I was wondering about my Pirates. You know, we talked about how they probably would win that game.
Crandall, let's let everybody know Crandall.
Yeah, Crandall, they're up by only 3, 24-21 at the half against Corsicana on homecoming.
Really?
So the Cougs in there giving them a hard come to play.
He sure did.
Hey, we got to give a shout out. James Branch just walked over here and reminded me.
What did he say he wanted to do?
Tell me, what was it?
Oh, no, I was going to bring him in here and let him. He had a prediction earlier in the game.
They're leaving. Are they already thinking it's over? Do we bring him in? He's not happy. Here's the pooch kick, and boy, just swarmed under for the Bulldogs.
Hey, Jamie, I need you to do me a favor right quick. See that
Xavier
headset
Brown.
you got on? I need you to give him to that fella right there.
James
He's trying to
Branch
sneak
joining
out of
the
this
show.
stadium right quick, James Branch. Don't be trying to sneak out of this.
This is going to be terrible. I can already tell.
Just again.
How did everything go before the game?
Yeah.
So everything was great.
What?
Up until the first kickoff. I don't know what happened.
James, a proud supporter, and rightfully so. Again, for all Rockwall County schools, you do a great job.
Yep.
We appreciate
Yep.
you, man, with Rockwall
Thank
County.
you,
And
man.
you're really, really good. You always speak very well. Great job supporting all of the kiddos and
But
all
bleeds
these schools.
gold.
But definitely, absolutely, as he should.
I tell you what, man, if you just look at both of these stands, I love this
How
county.
Isn't it
great
cool?
is it?
I love what we're doing.
Isn't it cool?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I am so proud of this county and proud to live here, man. It is just awesome. All
Well,
these
it's
schools.
a sellout, and it is packed, and this is just a great atmosphere.
Just
It
neat.
is.
Second
It
to
is.
none.
And I love you guys too, man.
Oh, we
So
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you
Hey,
you for
very
maybe
having me
next
here.
year get us some lights. That would be kind of cool.
I'll work on
He's got
it.
connections. But James, again, appreciate everything you do for Rockwall. Of course, James, a long-time member. How many years have you been on the city council in Royse City?
16 years.
16 years, done
Wow.
a great job. I had the privilege of being able to serve with him.
And
with
he's
the
done it
Emergency
without
Service
cue ball
Corporation.
design doing his
Yes,
campaign.
well,
So that may
that's-
change soon.
Yeah, there you go.
I just
There
got to
you
get him
go.
to answer his phone. That's
Yeah,
all.
that's
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Well, hey, man, y'all keep up
James,
the good work,
thank
man.
you.
I love you guys. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Back at you. Appreciate you, sir.
Had a flag out on the play. Appreciate you. And Coach Colvin coming over to talk to the officials. Let's see, we'll get this figured out. Got a couple yellow hankies out there on the field right now as they try to figure this one out. We got 14 seconds left here in the first half. Man, I just love, and we'll have it with Heath too, when you get to see people you know and
respect.
and respect and love, and we get to play against each other, but have a great time.
You bet, and you know they do it the right way.
Yeah,
You do it
exactly.
the right way. You know what I mean? The type of program that he's got going
Oh my
on over
goodness!
here. and
Look
you're right.
around here. If you don't come to,
insane.
when you come to Royse City, look
Yeah.
at what they've done.
Absolutely.
I mean, we look at this event center over here in the end zone. It's unbelievable.
What a cool place, man.
I came over here when Amy Anderson was hired. They had the
Absolutely.
ceremony, and that event center and the way they have those classes. Like we have the Burton Academy. They have something similar, and it was unbelievable what they have. Here's a handoff coming to the near side, big chunk. That is Watson going to get all the way to the 30-yard line. See if Coach Colvin decides to take a timeout. He does. Doesn't need to really, but got the clock stopping to move the chains. And I believe he is taking one here, is he? Yeah. And so there you go. Because I think you look at that and you say, if we get a big chunk, let's keep it rolling.
Why not, right? And again, of course, Royse City is about to go through Royse City ISD, that is. Kind of what we went through, Billy, when Heath opened up.
Yes.
Of course, they're about to open up Fate Worthy High School, so anticipate, well, not anticipate, it will happen. The Royse City will end up dropping down here in the next realignment as a result of
more
that.
than likely.
But you got Coach Colvin's got this thing rolling. It's a good time to be, again, part of Rockwall and also part of Royse City ISD. It's exciting times out in this area.
And when you are in Royse City or Rockwall, I mean, there's a bank you can go to that is just pure American.
Yep, absolutely.
Patriotic
it doesn't matter
where you're at.
It's actually in the name because it's American National Bank. We know many of our customers and communities continue to feel the economic uncertainty, but we're always here to lend a hand in good times and in not so good times. We remain your bank for life. Go see the fine folks at American National Bank.
Okay, with my health issues recently, that's not so good times I've had the last month. So American National Bank could have helped me? I didn't know
Maybe
that.
giving you a loan to pay those bills for all that hard stuff.
Point. That's a good point. It gets expensive.
Well, I was wondering whether or not you were going to transition. I didn't know where you were going to go, Billy, with another one of the sponsors, maybe. But
we'll get there.
We'll
get there.
Go say, man, at least if he's not, I hope he's not going all the way here. Maybe he's going to stop off at Baylor, Scott, and White. But
and that little swing pass there to Arnie does not get much, and that will end the first half. And so Rockwall will go into the locker room with a 31-7 lead. A bit shocking here. We expected that Royse City would probably have a few more points on the board, but David, we talked about it in the pregame, that Rockwall defense is for real.
Absolutely, they are. Again, just solid across the line. I was going to say that. I'll end on
With
this
the Francis texting in.
Absolutely. Yep. Hey, and hats off. What a great job Coach Francis done. Again, we've talked about that secondary, but just all across. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here as we get back in the half. But defense, what a great job all season long, but an outstanding job there in the first half, Billy.
Take a timeout, then we'll come back with the Orange Wave Band. This is the Rest Haven Halftime Show.
Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
Welcome back to Royse City ISD Stadium as the Orange Wave Band takes the field. And we'll be back with myself and Trevor for a little halftime report. But for now, tune in to the Orange Wave Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome those high-stepping, high-kicking, home-court-winning, national champion dogs of the gridiron, the Rockwall High School Stingerettes. The Stingerettes are led on the field tonight by the Stingerette officers. From left to right, Lieutenant Theo Welch. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly present the Rockwall High School Orange Wave Band. Tonight, the Orange Wave presents the first three parts of their 2025 production, Retro Song, featuring music from Beethoven's Symphony No. 7, Steve Reich's The Four Sections, and Radiohead's Everything in its Right Place. The section of the week is the baritone section. Band members of the week are Zoe Ledbetter and National Merit Scholarship semifinalist Seth Gaden. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockwall High School Orange.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Back to Royse City ISD Stadium. Rockwall Yellowjackets. Big man exits the field. Rockwall leads. Alongside Trevor Webb. Halftime report. Trevor, man, we got a big gamer.
Yeah, we.
Welcome back to Royse City ISD Stadium, where the Rockwall Yellowjackets lead at 31-7 over the Bulldogs of Royse City, just a couple miles down I-30. And the Rockwall Orange Wave Band exits the field. The Royse City Band comes on, and Jamison Sterrett alongside Trevor Webb. And Trevor, we have seen a just outpouring of offense for the Yellowjackets, and they're looking really good right now.
Yeah, and a very dominant defense as well. If we can go ahead and take a look at the stats here. Rockwall, they have thrown 30 pass attempts and have had 20 rush attempts versus 7 pass attempts and 11 rushing attempts on the other side of the ball. So Rockwall has also had 73 rushing yards versus and 189 passing yards. They had 9 different pass catchers as well. Castro, he's had 2 rushing touchdowns. Hatcher and Hankins each had a receiving touchdown. And on the defensive side of the ball, the lone interception, Zayden Edwards. And then Royse City, they've had 53 rushing yards and 20 pass yards. And that is Bryson Arney with their lone reception touchdown. It was 1 catch for 7 yards. And their leading rusher is also their quarterback, Jamian Richardson, with 3 attempts for 33 yards. So not a lot going on the Royse City offensive side, but everything going on the offensive side for Rockwall. 21 of 30 for 189 yards, 2 touchdowns for quarterback Brent Rickard as well. And Brent Rickard also leads their team in rushing yards. 6 attempts for 48 yards. So everything going on for Rockwall and not very much going on for Royse City.
Yeah, you're right. Royse City coming in also with a high-powered offense and just completely silent tonight. Coming into the second half of this one, I hope they can get some offensive going because right now it looks like it's going to be a long second half for them if they can't get anything going. I talked last week after the win over North Crowley, leaving that one. I said I think Brent Rickard had his best game so far, and I was saying I think he's only going to get better week by week, and so far that's what he's doing. We saw him through the air last week. So far tonight, we're seeing him really on the ground.
Yeah, both ways that you can gain yards on this offense. He's just doing everything that he possibly can to get his team to win. And Royse City's band has got more action so far than their team.
Yep. So that'll do it for the halftime break with the halftime stats. Jameson Sterrett alongside Trevor Webb giving Billy and David a little break and just a kind of fresh breath there, much needed break before they take things back for us. That's all from me here in the booth. I'm going to head back out to the camera. Trevor's going to take over on the board. We miss you, Chris Curtis, and we will be back in just a moment after these messages. You'll get to see the final bit of the Royse City Bulldog band, but here's a quick message. We'll be back after these messages.
Know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family, and it is know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane.
I'm Ted Madden, and you're watching the Rockwall Yellowjackets.
It's Matt McLaren from The Invasion on the Ticket, and you're watching the Rockwall Yellowjackets. It's Matt McLaren.
Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back to Royse City ISD Stadium as we are in the city of Royse. It's been great food.
Great host.
Great host.
Might
There
get
we
that
go.
crowd mic down a little bit.
There we go. And so, David, let's talk. Trevor already went over the stats, but let's kind of go a little bit deeper into that. We were looking at them there and just in shock that Royse City only has 89 yards total offense and only 21 yards passing.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look at it. You know, of course, this Royse City team has just been outstanding coming into the season. We said it earlier. I was trying to find those. Yeah, we go. You know, averaging through the air, 257 yards per game, 177 yards per game on the ground, 435 yards of total offense on an average, and 51 points. And 89 total, man.
It just
Rockwall's just did a great job.
This Coach France defense.
It does.
And how good they're playing and how good him and his staff are doing. And it's also good to look on the other side. This looks like the Rockwall offense that we're used to.
It's clicking, isn't it?
And I love watching Brent at quarterback, where his passing has always been, he's been doing well, but that he's starting to, get on his horse a little bit.
Absolutely.
And it's been really fun to watch him do that.
It really has. It's been a lot of fun to watch him. You're right, get on his horse a little bit. And man, you can't bring him down.
No.
You talk about what he's, and just a good presence in the pocket, too, how comfortable he is with, with rolling out, extending those plays, extending the opportunities, and allowing his receivers the opportunity to separate down there. We talked about coming into the season, Billy. We knew what a challenge it was going to be. Any team's going to have you lose Marsh and you lose Gooch.
Yeah.
What losses those were going to be, and of course we had, in the preseason there, Coach Brooks telling us his comfort level to all six of these receivers, three receivers. Too deep, their comfort level with each and every one of those. And, man, we really have seen over the last couple of weeks each one of these guys in many different ways kind of step up and evolve. And, of course, Wiley, what a great job he's done. But then Petrino and Leach and Duckworth. Puffer saw Kendall Johnson with his reception, a big one earlier tonight. So
well, and you look at all the games, as you're talking about it, different receivers stepping up at different times. You've had a great Duckworth game. We've had a great Puffer. Puffer had a key reception against North Crowley, and then of course Petrino, and then Wiley. And so Wiley doesn't have a reception here yet, but that doesn't mean that the passing game is going to die down.
No.
And then here's the other thing: I'm not encouraging wagering. But how much could you make if you said, hey, by the way, at halftime, Brent Rickard's going to be the leading rusher?
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
That's just impressive.
Just unbelievable. Of course, again, this defense says a lot. Again, take advantage of what you're given. If you get any of those opportunities, this defense, Royse City defense, has been great all year long, specifically against the run, only allowing 88 yards per game. They've been keyed on. They know what kind of a weapon Castro has been. And Castro keeps fighting. Of course, 2 touchdowns. You can't say, he's only got, 20 yards on 8 carries. But 2 of those have been to get into the end zone. So
right.
He's still been able to do what you need to be able to do. But you're right. Rickard, your leading rusher with 6 carries for 48 yards.
Yeah.
He's just been
averaging 8 yards a carry.
Yes.
So it's been fun.
And those yards after contact, man. Those carries, he's been hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just keeps pushing.
So let's go around the state a little bit here, especially North Texas, and let's get some scores from last night. We saw South Oak Cliff really, wasn't a surprise. They win over Adamson 44-0. Lake Highlands gets a win over Richardson Pierce 49-13. The new number 1 team, South Lake Carroll in the area, took care of Keller Timber Creek 55-13. And Jesuit over Irving 52-13. In our little area there, the Garland area, there's a close one with Naaman Forest beating Garland.
A big win for the Rangers.
It is.
Forest Rangers.
Exactly. And so they win 20-17. And I'm trying to go through. Yeah, it says this is a Thursday game, the Thursday games. Now let's get to tonight. Let's start with Allen. I think they're going to be okay. They're up on McKinney, 52-0. Melissa and Anna got a good one going, 21 all.
You've got those scores loading. Always cracks me up again. Different scores load at different times. I've been able to see those. So
you got Arlington Bowie up over Sam Houston, 31-7. Battle of the Arlington schools there. Arlington Martin getting back on track as they are up 50-0. But anyway. Oh, yeah, we were going to talk about that one in just a second. We're going to get to the 10-6A scores here in just a second because, David, you had talked about the North Forney
couple of big ones, man.
Forney one that's a big surprise. We'll get there in just a second. DeSoto over Waxahachie. This is a shocker. 30-7 of Waxahachie. Waxahachie just beat Duncanville last week.
One of those things we always talked about. It was interesting to see. Looked forward to seeing how Rockwall would respond after that big North Crowley went. Same thing from Waxahachie's standpoint. Well,
we see that with the Rockwall Heath game.
You're right. That's a great point. Great point.
That
doesn't always play out good for the guy that won necessarily.
Exactly. And it looks like Waxahachie's going through that a little bit. Geyer, big over Flower Mound, 49-0. And there's Duncanville taking it to Skyline, 50-3. We saw a little bit of Skyline over the last couple of years when they were in the district. Byron Nelson, 31-0 over Trinity. And then now we can start, let me see if there's a few more. Frisco Memorial down to Emerson, 21-9. Liberty, Frisco Liberty, leading Frisco Independence, 43-28. Denton Ryan killing Granbury, 41-0. Capel up 30-15 over Hebron. And Flower Mound Marcus, 14-6. They're in the area rankings over Louisville, which is a bit of a surprise there. We saw Louisville.
Wow.
And they're pretty solid also. But we know that Flower Mound Marcus, former Yellow Jacket coach, Alexander Coach Ellender, is over there at Flower Mound Marcus. So, and then North Crowley, they're, as Dale Downham said when he texted us, I think they're angry. They're up 68-0 over Mansfield Legacy.
Sorry, Mansfield Legacy.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Here you go, Mesquite Horn, 24-7 over Mesquite. And then let's get into the 10-6A North Forney, 21-3 over Forney.
Yeah.
Talk about that one a little bit, David. That's
absolutely.
A little bit more of a distance than we thought on that one.
Felt that would be, a very, very good football game. Both those two teams loaded. No question about that. Not surprised, and from my opinion, that North Forney's leading. But 21-3 to be able to hold that very potent Forney offense to only 3 points there in the, almost halfway through the third quarter.
Right. That's very impressive.
Very impressive for North Forney, who's also, again, as I said, loaded as well. So, very talented group.
And then you got Heath, not a surprise, but over Tyler Legacy, 38-7. Looking at some numbers there, Prosper Neal already 225 yards passing.
Well, he's been impressive, hasn't he?
Yeah. One touchdown, only 9 of 14. Hadn't thrown it a ton. And has 225 yards. Let's look at the receiving here. Yeah, Sean Gary, 124 yards receiving with a touchdown. There's your big chunk.
Yeah, they got a good thing going on there. Another good connection.
And then, of course, that running game was Zom, already over 100 yards, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns for Zom, averaging over 8 yards a carry. Heath really taking it to Legacy there. And
we talked about what an impact that Coach Coleman's had in terms of his culture and the program that he's got, things that he's got building here at Royse City. There's that Rodney. That Rodney impact over there as he gets his thing going with the Hawks.
And let's talk a little bit about Rockwall here. The scary thing is Rockwall, if they hang on here, it'd be a great start. We still have a second half. I always say, if we can score 31 and a half, that doesn't mean the other team,
Why can't the other guy do it?
They can do it too.
Yep.
So that Rockwall needs to keep that intensity and try to keep Royse City at bay. But the one team with a bye in our district is Longview, so they get 2 weeks to prepare for the Jackets.
Yeah.
They will come into Rockwall next week, and that is going to be a humdinger
of a
ball
man.
game. Yeah,
that's going to be fun. Again, we just saw some of the Lobo coaches downstairs doing the scouting. Upstairs. Just a moment ago.
Yeah, we're at the lowest level.
We're at the lowest level, here on the mezzanine.
Yeah.
But a pretty cool setup in here, as we always mention. It's always fun to come up here. It's not a horrible place to be thrown.
I love it.
I love it out here.
I actually would prefer to be, we're closer to the field here than most other places.
Own little booth.
Yep. So it's a great spot.
But Longview, that's going to be a lot of fun next week. They have the Lobos coming into Rockwall.
And I believe Longview's 2-2.
Yeah, they are.
So far this season. And I think they're probably similar to Rockwall in that same
That's what it is. They lost to Ruston and lost to South Oak Cliff in a great game.
Yeah.
And then their 2 wins, I'm trying to remember who they were. Oh, it's over John Tyler and
Marshall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, this is the Rest Haven halftime show. David, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Rest Haven, formerly owned by Dwayne Kane, who is hanging out with Frank and trying to get seats, then turning them down.
Just kind of big timing folks running around town. Rest Haven Funeral Home. Rest Haven Funeral Home has been part of a part of the Rockwall community for over 50 years. We're proud of the relationship we've built with the Kane family and now the Johnson family. Rest Haven Funeral Home is a proud supporter, as always, of Rockwall ISD Athletics. A big thank you and a big shout out to the fine folks, Leslie and her team over at Rest Haven Funeral Home.
And answer me this.
All right.
Remember I used to watch the Batman show?
Yes, sir.
And it had the Riddler.
Yes, sir.
But there is no riddle when you know you need to get some roofing done.
No, there's not at all.
Right.
Because
we know who you should go to.
Riddle Brothers Roofing.
Right.
They're an award-winning roofing company that services the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Experienced roofers with both commercial and residential roofs. lots of experience with claims and can assist with your insurance company. We provide only the best quality roofing material in the industry to ensure you get a high-quality roof that will last for many, many years to come. Fine folks with Riddle Brothers Roofing.
Yeah, and we want to thank all of our sponsors, Alliance Bank, Rest Haven Funeral Home, Rockwall Sports Center, excuse me, Hanby Insurance, Riddle Brothers, just heard about them, HTO, Clutch Roofing, Shane Holmes, Toll Brothers, Griffin Heat Shield, American National Bank, Rockwall Ford, Signature Pool and Patio, Chick-fil-A, they always sponsor the Teacher of the Week. One of the big thanks to them. Colmet, Texas Health Rockwall, Jacob Rhodes, Smith Allen Insurance, Signmarked, Rockwall Ford, Baylor Scott and White Rockwall, and Home Bank Texas. Big thanks to all our sponsors. Without them, we don't get to do this. And we want to, we really appreciate them contributing to this, to not only Rockwall, but to Heath and all the athletics here as we got volleyball season going on. And so you can catch a lot of those. Trevor Webb to our left over here has done a number of volleyball broadcasts. Doing a great job.
Hey, shout out to Trevor. Got to watch the Rockwall versus Rockwall Heath game. Great job on that one, sir. Did good.
Thank you very much. It was a great time. I-30 Classic is always entertaining.
It is, isn't it?
And I don't know if you caught the end of that broadcast. Rockwall had won 61 61 straight district games until that.
Well, it's a bookend. Their last loss was to Heath, right? And then this latest loss is to Heath. So Heath has the bookends there in that streak.
Almost 5 years in between, exactly.
Oof. That's a shout out to Coach Ferguson and what he's done for the Lady Jackets there. That volleyball is really fun to watch. So keep tuning in there. Those Lady Jackets are outstanding, and they're fun to watch. They'll be a playoff team, so will Heath. And when those playoffs roll around, it's pretty intense, and it's a fun atmosphere to go check that out.
Shout out Coach Younger. Of course, you mentioned Coach Ferguson, what a great job he's done. Obviously, maintained a great job over at Heath as well. Mm-hmm. And but you're right. What a program. What a program, Ferguson. What a good job he's done. Mm-hmm. And what a program Ferguson's got in place, man.
He still has the largest office of all the coaches.
We used to laugh at that.
Not sure how he swung that, but he
knew somebody, didn't he?
Yeah, something worked out for him. So, but anyway, and then also a reminder that it ain't going to be too long before we got some basketball.
Yes, sir.
On the Rockwall ISD Sports Network, and you got both Coach Williams with Rockwall and that guy over in Heath that always is a bit of a thorn in the Rockwall side.
Two pretty good.
Coach
Two
Waters.
Pretty good coaches.
Yeah.
Coaching men's basketball, boys basketball, and Rockwall. Two of the very best and two of my favorites, man, to be honest with you.
I love it.
I love Brad. Love Quincy.
Do. Brad, the other day when we saw him, we always ask how you looking, and every time he answers, I don't know. I don't know. And then they just go out and beat people.
Just go. Yeah. Do ridiculous things. Go do ridiculous things. You sandbagging son of a gun.
He's the Lou Holtz of high school basketball.
Man, he is. I don't
know if we should even be playing.
Golly,
I don't think we should.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. Yeah. Waters is great. And then we know Coach Williams loves doing post-game interviews with us.
Yes.
Enjoys that
so
immensely.
Excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get over to get to us to visit with us about our insight into whatever the heck just happened on that basketball court. You know it?
He always is giving us a look of like,
what?
Again? I got to do this again?
And that's what you want to talk about in this postgame? And girls basketball, look forward to that one too as well.
Yes, definitely. A little bit different. We got some new head coach.
Absolutely.
And Coach Brewer now moving on up to
athletic director.
Moving on up like the Jeffersons.
Yep, calling the shots, man, the boss.
Yeah, so it's a fun time here with all the sports rolling around here. We still got the fall sports, and then before you know it, we're going to have baseball and softball.
Crazy.
Taking over in the spring, and a little soccer. Going to throw a little soccer in, and I think we've already done a swim broadcast this year, haven't we?
Yes, it's been one.
I think Chris Curtis did that one, didn't he?
He sure did.
Yeah. Right. So, and Chris, because of that, he felt like he deserved a vacation, and so he's off in Florida right now. Yeah, I'm just going to go. Leave us here to do all the
you guys will
heavy
be
lifting.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's what he said. You will be fine.
Everything's fine. Don't bug me. I remember that was the main message. Do not bug me. I'm on vacation.
Hey, and of course, I do want to say go back to girls basketball. Shout out. We mentioned Coach Brewer. Of course, somebody had to replace her.
Exactly.
Well, Coach Reedy.
Yes.
So again, Coach Reedy. Glad to have him in here. State championship winning coach.
Pretty good.
Taking over there.
Got a shot here of one of Jerry Archer's. He just sent over a beautiful shot of one of his daughters and one of his 6 daughters.
And she is a hoot. What has she got to say? What'd she say?
I did too.
But she is a hoot. That little girl is a hoot.
Oh, there you go.
She's a hoot, man.
We need subtitles.
She's so cute, though.
She is.
He was.
And remind everybody.
Last time I was jacking, I'm going to something worked on. I'm sure it was Brody's truck for her. But I know it was Brody's truck, as a matter of fact. And Holly and that little one were in the office.
Oh.
Everyone in there. And, man, she is a hoot. That little girl's a hoot, man.
And, Jerry, when he was a senior in high school, his wife at that time was an embryo. That's how young she is. There's the pooch kick for Rockwall to start the second half. And quickly brought down on the return. These pooch kicks are really working well for the Jackets. And that is Xavier Brown on the return. Not much of one for Royse City as they're going to get started at their own 30-yard line. And we get second half underway here in the city of Royse.
Again, Royse City's their offense comes onto the field. Very potent offense. Again, only 7 points scored, 89 yards of total offense with 68 on the ground and only 21 yards passing. So very important possession. Obviously, for both teams here, big if Rockwall could get the stop, but a lot of pressure, I would assume, Billy, safe to say, on this Royse City offense as they want to get this thing started a lot differently than it did in the first half.
Remind everybody, this rivalry, this matchup has been going on since 1915. They used to play on every Armistice Day. Did not matter when that day came. If it was a Sunday or a Wednesday, they played on Armistice Day. Yeah.
How cool is that?
That is so cool. And there's going to be a reverse with Richardson taking it. It's a wide open field for the return man, and it's going to be all the way to the 45-yard line. That's Army, I believe. That is Arnie on the reverse, getting a big chunk there all the way to the 46-yard line.
Yeah. Very well. Nice play design. Obviously saw what kind of a weapon he is. We knew what kind of a weapon he is, but there in the open field, he accelerated. A.J. Knowles able to break off and finally make the tackle for the Jackets.
Arnie has offers from UTSA, Lamar, and Montana State. Now a quick run right up the gut. Believe that is Xavier Brown trying to eke out a few yards. He's going to get past the 45 to the 48-yard line. That is Brown.
Followed number 63, Kason Bohannon, the 5'10", 230-pound senior offensive guard on that left side. Nice push off the line of scrimmage. He took full advantage of that one to pick up 3 tough yards.
Tracy Humphreys has a hot opinion about Archer having all these kids. I don't know if we can say it on the air.
Oh, why not?
Here's the pistol formation. Now stepping to the right is Brown, and he'll get an opportunity here. Nope, it's a play action, out route, and it's a wide open receiver going to get the first down. That is Cole Crawford with his first reception of the ball game, and Royse City on the move, getting into Rockwall territory.
Yeah, look at this offense coming out here, kind of flying, no substitutions. Just a quick offense getting to the line of scrimmage, just slowest attempt, if you will, or set up here on this possession, but lots of success so far on the ground. Obviously a big one a moment ago and a couple of good passes.
Well, this scares you a little bit with Coach Colvin at the helm and Will Reed. It's hey, we just got to open it up and let's try to get back in this thing, and that can be scary for a defense. Here's a quick handoff right up the gut, and it's Brown finally brought down, but not after he gets it inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So this Royse City offense, we have not seen this whole ball game. They did have that one touchdown drive on the one long play, and then they finally got that in with Arnie on the reception. But this is their best sustained drive so far in the ballgame.
Yeah, very up-tempo and very balanced so far here on the first drive of the second half for Coach Colvin's group.
So, again, Royse City is going to line up on the near side, and Brown will be to the right of Richardson. And it is Brown looking for room up the middle, avoids a defender. Thought he was going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage, but he kept the legs moving, gets to the 31-yard line. And it's going to be now a third down and about one up. They're going to give him the first down, I think. Let's see. Scoreboard says first down up. It's second down there, now third. Yeah, that's what I thought. And they're going to try to get one quick up the gut, and I'm not sure if he got it.
He did not. See if he gets a friendly mark, but boy, that would be very friendly if he was able to get those yards. They're going to give it to him, aren't they?
I think they are. Yep, they're going to give it to him. And so first down for Royse City. Get the scoreboard and the chain gang on the same page. That would help out a lot. Because the scoreboard already gave him the first down, and it was 3rd and 1. But now a new set of downs here for the Bulldogs. As we go under 10 minutes left here in the third quarter, just underway in the second half. Billy Quinn along with David Sweet, Trevor Webb on the board, and J-Mo Starrett, birthday boy tomorrow.
Wearing
on the camera now.
Went to the camera here in the second half.
Yeah. That's just the Renaissance men. That's what Trevor and J-Mo are, just Renaissance men. They do everything.
Just tradesmen. You know what I mean? Just
exactly.
They're good at their trade.
Right. timeout on the field here. Coach Brooks wondering what's going on. Now Coach Colvin comes over. He is hot about something. He's pointing. You know, we had on our podcast, Rock 30, by the way, if anybody wants to check it out. We had Coach Colvin and Coach Brooks and Coach Webb together on our podcast earlier this year. And it was, I highly recommend y'all go check that out. And just hearing these guys talk about each other and about their philosophies, and they all know each other. Obviously, Coach Brooks and Coach Colvin coached together. And then Colvin knew Rodney back in the Mesquite days when Rodney was over there at Horn. And so it is a great time, and I highly recommend everybody check it out. Colvin is a hoot, man.
He's a trip,
yeah,
man.
It was a good time. And now we got a flag with a false start on Royse City, and now they're going to be moved back. Colvin may blow a gasket.
He is hacked.
Yeah. Whew. You know, though, and we've talked about this before when he was at Rockwall, poor Drew, when he's done, he goes to a house full of estrogen. It is loaded. He's got the wife.
He's got also a character.
Yep, we got the 3 daughters.
Yep.
Yes, and then even both dogs are female.
Doesn't have a chance.
He has there's a play action shot over the middle. It's complete. That's Arnie. And he'll go through a couple Rockwall defenders. They're finally going to bring him down, but on a 2nd and 15, they get about 19 and a first down inside the 20 of Rockwall.
Yeah, one of, if not the best throws of the night there for Jamie and Richardson for sure.
And that's one thing, too, David. It looked like Richardson was struggling a bit on the pass attempts, but he's really zoned in right now. And he's putting it right on the money. Now, this is taking a little time off the clock. Rockwall's fine with that as this drive continues deeper into Rockwall territory. Royse City had gotten into the red zone, then got moved back with the penalty. Now they're back in it with a first down from the 18-yard line. Play action, pump fake. They're going to try to go the deep route. There's coverage there for Rockwall. Up and bringing it down. Touchdown. Wow. Royse City, and I believe, is that the tight end, Hayes? Trying to see who made that grab.
We'll see who that...
I believe
yes,
it is. Hudson Hayes.
6'4", 220-pound senior with his 4th touchdown reception of the year.
Good coverage for the Jackets over there on the far side, but he went on, I guess he got mossed.
I was going to say, what are you going to do with a 6'4" guy?
Yeah.
And again, as we mentioned earlier, at his highest point,
Yep.
Good throw and a great catch there, and a nice drive to start the second half there for the Bulldogs.
And he's got offers from Tarleton, Montana, and Lamar. Extra point is good from Brito, and we got a new score. It's 31-14. Rockwall now up with 8:25 left in the third quarter. This is Yellowjackets football on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. We'll take a quick timeout.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service, and remember, Hamby helps.
Have fun with them.
Daryl Johnson, and you're listening to Yellowjackets.
Thanks to Gerald Johnston back in the day. That was a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
We were at the Super Bowl Media Day. Daryl was there. We got to ride the bus with Mike Ducey.
The only, 4 people on that bus?
Yeah, and it was that snow day. Remember that ice day?
And all that ice was sliding off of the...
Right, off the roof. And me and you and B-Dub, Brian Williams. Remember the good old days with B-Dub.
Mm-hmm. Had him texting a few moments ago.
He did. He did. He chimed in.
The Honorable B-Dub.
Yeah. He always wears robe in the booth, which I thought was
so weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Here's the return from Edwards again. He's got room right down the sidelines. He's to the 50, cuts back to the middle, tries to make another move. He does. He gets the spin, and finally down at the 41-yard line is a second big return for Zayden Edwards.
That's going to say, beginning the first possession, the first initial kickoff return for the Jackets to get things started. Wasn't good enough that he got us on their 49-yard line to start that possession. Go a little bit deeper. 2 good returns here in Rockwall, an outstanding field possession to start this first drive of the second half on the Royse City 40.
Yep, so another big one there. Already Rockwall starting in Royse City territory. And for the Bulldogs, you get that touchdown to start the second half. you want to get, you got that momentum. You got to stop the Jackets, and you let that big return come in, and Rockwall trying to take that momentum right back.
Again, we talked about a moment ago the pressure that was on Royse City's offense, Billy, on that first drive. Nice job by the special teams. Good job by Edwards there to get things started. A little pressure on the Jackets, again, here to respond. We'll see if this is a lot easier on their 40.
And here goes rolling to his left is Ricker. He's going to be swarmed under and sacked.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
Well read by that. A great defensive play on the sack.
And a huge loss.
Yeah, that's Stephen Vandy on the tackle there, and a big loss, as David said.
Forced him out of the pocket, got him scrambling to the left, and again, great coverage downfield, so he had nowhere to go with the ball. Found himself backtracking and just had to take that loss.
Quick wide receiver screen to the far side. Rockwall's going to get that loss back. That is Petrino getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Just give him 8 yards.
Very impressive. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but a great job of getting it out there to Petrino. And Petrino, again, great job of knowing exactly where he needed to be. Gets himself right back to that line of scrimmage here for a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and this could be another opportunity for Rockwall to use both downs to try to get this first down. And it will go to Hatcher, and he's got room right up the middle. Doesn't get the first down, but gets a nice chunk run there of 6 yards inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And so Rockwall definitely will go for it here. Try to get to the 30 to move the chains.
Yeah, out there in no man's land. But a great job, a little bit of a hole. Nice job of being able to pick up the vast majority of it, about 5 yards. Good recovery there from that Royse City defense there to hold him short of the first.
You got quad receivers to the near side, and then a motion man now going back out was Hatcher, heavy rush, and he will get it away and incomplete. It's a first down if Hatcher can get a hold of it, but the heavy rush from Royse City causes the pass to go errant, and now Royse City's got the momentum back with that big defensive stand.
Yep, nice job there by the Royse City defense, and again, good pursuit. They've been able to get pressure all night long from that outside and force him to get outside the pocket. We've seen what kind of the last couple of weeks what Rickard's been able to do as he's been able to scrambling. This defense, this pursuit, though, is a lot quicker here for these Royse City guys. They do not give up, and a well-timed last move there to be able to disrupt Rickard, probably force him to throw that one a little bit more off balance, because you're right, just about this far off, Billy, from just a little bit off from being able to complete that reception and move the chains. Here's that pressure on the Rockwall defense now as Royse City will get the ball back.
That was Krishan Terry for Royse City on the sack. There is a penalty here. Delay a game on Royse City. Yeah.
That one hurts.
Yeah, it moves them back a notch. I'm assuming it has to do with the celebration and not allowing the exchange there to go smoothly. After they celebrated, you had players on the field. And so that's going to penalize them a little bit. It's still a 1st and 10, but now they're going to start from their own 29-yard line, will the Bulldogs of the city of Royse.
Said that one hurts. We'll see if it actually does hurt. But it is one of those things that would definitely, a pre-stamp penalty, something like that, that's completely unnecessary. Drive Coach Colvin crazy for sure.
All right, see what the Rockwall defense can do here with Royse City trying to get consecutive scores to try to carve their way back into this one. It's a handoff here up the middle. And again, that is Brown. Not much room. He's going to get about 3 yards on that carry. Billy Quinton along with David Sweet, winners of the J.D. Power Award as most unprofessional broadcast in Texas.
Proud.
Well, yeah, we're very proud of that.
Proud of that one.
Yeah.
For many years. That's not one time.
Consecutive. Oh, no. It's hands down. Do not look at us as examples of how to do a good broadcast. There's a keeper here by Richardson. He's got blocks. He's got room. And he keeps his feet. He's got a first down.
How? That closed quickly. A Rockwall defender didn't get to see who that was. Had an opportunity over there to trip him up. And a nice job there by Richardson of being able to keep his feet under him. And how in the world that young man was able to pick up that first down. Very impressive. There by Jamie.
New set of downs here for the Bulldogs as they now will snap it from their own 41-yard line. 6:17 left in the 3rd quarter.
Those first downs don't smell as nice.
No, not when they have it. Here's Wade Day making penetration. He does not get the tackle, but he causes Brown to have to reverse field, and then he will be brought down after a short gain.
I think it was Lawyer, right?
Yeah, I think Christian Lawyer came in there, and Braxton Chaplin also in on the tackle.
Wade slowed things down, and you're right. The defensive end next to him, number 25, Champlin, and of course Christian Lawyer, number 32, the outstanding outside linebacker in there helping him. hold them to a very short gain.
Yep, second and long now for Royse City. 3-receiver set. Far receiver Arnie is in motion. They're going to swing it to him. It's a lateral, but he'll make the grab, make a man miss, and he will get close to the marker. I don't think he'll have the first down. He stays in bounds. He'll get to the 49-yard line, has to get to the Rockwall 49. He's tackled on his own 49, so it sets up a third down and about 2. I'm going to say 3 here. They say he's down to 48. So obviously 2 downs here to get those 3 yards for Royse City. We'll go into 5 minutes when they snap this one. Royse City, and this, for those that aren't aware, this is called a huddle. For those of y'all that have only been watching football for a while, they used to do this a lot. Now you got double tight ends here, and it's going to be a keeper by Richardson. He's been doing a lot of damage with the keeper, and he does it here too. Gets the first down. Why not? Put it in the hands of one of your most talented athletes and let him do the work.
Tell you what, the tale of 2 halves. Rockwall did a really good job of being able to contain him, not only through the air but on the ground. But well, he has come out here in the second half blazing, throwing the football and obviously running the football as well.
Clock stops as he went out of bounds on that run. So 4:50 left now. It's been all Royse City in this third quarter. One big return for Rockwall, and that's about it. Play action. They're going to go deep route, man wide open, and it's caught by Arnie inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
How did Arnie get that wide open, man?
I think it was a stop and go because it was,
it?
yeah, and you end up on that 9 route once you get that defender to bite. And he had a few steps on him, and now Royse City back in business.
Really good job. They had a little second receiver there running another route, kind of slowed things down, drew that safety off of him, and handed him a true man-to-man there on the outside to Arnie. Mm-hmm. And you're right. Well, that 9 route stopped, separated, not able to recover there in time. Rockwall's lucky. That's football hung up there in the air a little bit.
And that's Watson now on the carry for Royse City. He's going to get inside the 5, or say he got to the 5 on second and goal now for the Bulldogs. We'll go under 4 minutes when they snap this one here in the third quarter. Yeah, that was Watson on that run for Royse City. Richardson's really been the story here, not only with his feet, but also some great passes.
Just in control, man.
Yeah.
Completely in control of all things going on the offense. That's what you want to do. You know, it's what you want to see. Talked about the success that Rockwall offense has had with Rickard at the helm. Richardson's answered the call here in the second half early.
And it's going to be a handoff here to Watson. Nowhere. That Rockwall defense will stack him up. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Ashworth's in there, along with Lawyer.
Well, he felt that one, too.
Yeah, that's
a hard hit.
His parents are hurting. So now it's a third and goal from now the 8. They had gotten inside the 5, but the last 2 plays have lost yards. And so now a third and goal for Royse City. They're looking to the sideline for the call. Play clock's still at 19, so they have time. But we'll go under 3 minutes left here in the third quarter when they snap this one. They got dual H-backs here and just one receiver split to the far right. Watson will go to the left of Richardson, and he's looking to throw. He's going to do a quick in and out. The receiver's covered. Here comes the rush. He'll avoid one defender, get to the corner, and out of bounds, and there may be a flag on this one. Let's see if it's a late hit.
These Royse City folks sure thinking that there should be.
Yeah, there's no flag. I was worried about that one. That was close.
Yeah, he might have slowed down around that corner, Billy, and stayed in bounds a little bit longer than we thought from this angle. But
yeah, we can see it again, and he was right on the line, but it could have been gone. It could have gone either way, I think. But he was being held up at that line. Somebody had him around the ankles, and if you're a defender, you know this guy's slippery. So we're going to go hit him. I don't care what's going on. So 4th down and goal now for Royse City from the 4-yard line. Big play in this ball game. 2:46 left in the third. Glad you're with us, and there's going to be a timeout here by Royse City. Let's take a timeout with them. Let's pay some bills. That's what we're going to do. Let's get a commercial in, and we're going to let Trevor pick whatever he wants.
It's your call.
It's potpourri. Here you go. All right, let's take a timeout.
Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
What a play out of that.
Welcome back to Royse City ISD Stadium. I'm Billy Quinton along with David Sweet. You know, I know we're just back, but let's pause for station identification.
Listen to the Rockwall Sports Network. It's the proud home of Rockwall Yellowjackets football. Jacket fight never dies on the Rockwall Sports Network.
All right, so big down here for both teams as Rockwall's trying to maintain that 17-point lead. But Royse City threatening after scoring a touchdown on their initial drive of the second half. Here they are again.
Interesting. You and I, during the break, we talked about the decision. They understand it completely here, but we talked about 31-14. Do you kick the field goal? And this went to a 2-touchdown lead.
Right, but you're pretty close. You're at the 4.
Absolutely.
I think if this was a little further back, you may think about field goal now. Now, Rockwall's, I think they're calling timeout as they look at what the offensive setup is. And these are two guys that know each other very well. And this is the chess game going on.
It.
The other thing I'm very surprised with is I just saw a kid wearing an Arian Foster jersey. I haven't thought about that guy in years. And how does a kid that's like 8 get an Arian Foster
Where
jersey?
Did he find that? Yep. Trevor, do you even know who that is?
Yeah, he's former running back for the Texans.
There you go, buddy. Good job.
All right.
Very impressive.
Hey, I'm a young guy, but I'm not.
You're not that.
Yeah.
Not that young.
No.
Okay.
I'm not as young as J-Mo.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, he's only going to be 20.
It's insane.
Tomorrow. With the big Crandall celebration.
Big old party out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So here we go. After 2 timeouts, this still ain't as long as that Louisville game we did when it seemed like that thing lasted forever.
It's never going to end.
And I was not in tip-top shape. That seemed like forever, that thing.
Could be worse, too. Remember, we had the late Travis rain delays.
We had the rain delay, but I got stuck on a now we have
the field
confusion.
goal.
Yeah,
Here's
it's the field goal,
attempt.
and then there's confusion on the Rockwall defense.
Didn't get caught with the too many men on the field. That's
now another one's coming off.
Good grief.
Oh, my goodness, because I think that threw the defense off with the field goal attempt. And Brito will punch this one through. Boy, if Rockwall gets a penalty there.
Oh, Lord, first down.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a first down. It would still be 4th, but
you're right.
It would be half the distance,
half the
and I
distance.
think you go for it then about from the 2.
Makes that decision a little bit differently,
Yeah.
but I think the right decision. It took a long time to get there, but
Yeah.
I think they made the right decision there. Even as potent as that offense is, you got to, as I said a moment ago, it's not non-district where you can just play things out. Nope, you got to take advantage of that one and get that Rockwall lead down to 2 touchdowns if you can.
Okay, David, I know I was confused last time I was doing it. I was excited about Toll House cookies, but it's not Toll House cookies. It's Toll Brothers. I want to hear about Toll Brothers. And do they make cookies?
Yeah, let's see here if we can be able to find something on Toll Brothers. How about this? Everything that sets the Toll Brothers apart, the places we choose to build are impressive architecture, personalization options to suit your style, and seasoned experts on your team. Sets you on the path to a new home you will love. Discover the Toll Brothers advantage. So, no, they don't make cookies. They build homes.
They build homes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what about, we're kind of coming into winter, or it's in the fall now. Do you still need to get your pool looked at and your patio? You still need to get that fixed, right?
Yeah.
And I would want to know who I'd contact there.
Well, I'm trying to see exactly what do you want to do. You want to call Signature Pool and Patio?
Yes, that's what I'd like.
Absolutely. It's a great idea. Turn your backyard into an oasis with Signature Pool and Patio. They build stunning new pools, offer reliable pool service, and create outdoor living spaces you'll love. Call today at Signature Pool and Patio at 214-501-4835. Again, that's 214-501-4835. You know what? If you don't rent out that other home, what about a pool over there in that backyard?
Might do
be a
that.
great idea.
Might do that. Here's Edwards again. He's been a weapon here on the kickoff return. This time he's going to get stuck at the 15, not even get back to the 20. And that Royse City team is they're a little bit spiked right now. They're ready to go.
They're fired up, man. And again, we talked about earlier in this ball game, for the most part, in the first half, they didn't have anything to get going. But we talked about how packed this place is. No one left, even down 31-7.
Well, James Branch did.
You know what? Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
James did mail it in.
Yeah, he left.
He waved and said, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to come down here in the booth with us, but yeah. It's like, nah, you're not leaving until you come in here and talk to us for a minute. But everybody else stayed. And I tell you what, with that momentum that these, the last few minutes here, this entire third quarter, basically, this Royse City crowd's been making their presence known. They've been fun to watch, or fun to enjoy, if you will, watching this team.
Leach in motion. See what Rockwall does here on offense. Play action, and we got a slant route. It's complete. Rockwall's going to get a quick 7 yards there, and that is to Petrino. He's had a pretty good ball game today. Boy, and I'm telling you, though, those slant routes are tough because there's not an easy catch there because you got people all over you, and you know you're going to get a little snot bubble now and then when you make that catch. Now there's a quick out and a first down for Rockwall. And finally out of bounds. Nice run, a little tightrope work there on the sideline. Trying to see, I think it's Petrino again. It is. And now he'll come out after making 2 pretty nice plays, and that's going to be Johnson subbing in for him. So Rockwall, 2 quick passes, gets the first down. They'd like to take a little time off the clock, give the defense time to rest a bit. Take this thing to the fourth quarter.
There you go. Work the rest of this third quarter out of here. 2 minutes left now.
And here comes Castro, and he's going to get stacked up. He has not had a lot of room to run so far tonight. And he's just going to get back to the line of scrimmage. So that's a big, deal for the Rockwall defense to hold Royse City to that field goal, I think. And now it's just a 2-touchdown lead for Rockwall, as opposed to if they convert that, then you really got a close one going here. Rickert looking to throw a swing pass. He's got Castro, he's got a block. He'll make a man miss, and then the stiff arm will get him into Royse City territory all the way to the 46-yard line. Nice call there for the Rockwall Yellowjackets.
Yeah, very good job and a nice throw there by Rickert and getting it into Castro's hands. One thing, as you remember correctly, in the preseason we talked about this. Not only are they comfortable with these 3 guys running the football, but he talked about their comfort level of throwing the football to all 3 of the backs.
Oh, almost intercepted, but caught. That's Johnson, and he'll lose his helmet, and he'll go down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line, and we're going to have a flag on the play. It's actually Wiley, excuse me. That's Wiley on the reception. His first of the ball game. I would assume you're going to have a face mask or something here. Now, they could.
It can go against him.
Yeah, if he keeps playing. But I just don't understand that penalty because you're naturally still running when the helmet comes off. You just can't stop.
And plus, what are you doing there? What's the motion? The falling? What's he supposed to do there?
Right.
Okay, that is. Yeah, it was the face mask.
Okay, there you go. So that's going to give Rockwall another 15 there.
Because you got to go back to the beginning there. What caused the helmet to...
Right. But it's still a hard one for me.
Yes.
The Cowboys got penalized for one. I think it was the Cowboys. It was a game I watched recently. It could have been Bobcats.
For
but
that.
It was a defensive player, and his helmet came off, and he took 3 or 4 steps, then kneeled down. He realized it, but they still penalized him. It's like, you got to give him a break there on that. So here we go. Handoff right up the middle. I believe that was Hankins. It is. And he's going to fall forward for about 2 yards.
I'll go back and remind you of the Witten catch.
Yeah.
Jason Witten years ago.
Now we got a late flag here. Sorry, David.
That's all right.
We got another helmet off. I think there may be a little bit of extracurricular going on.
Personal foul maybe again on the other side?
I think so, if a helmet's off.
But telling the narrative there, reminder of Witten after the big catch, against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Loses the helmet.
Yeah, kept
going downfield.
That's one of the more famous photos. Yeah. That was Karina who had his helmet, at least lost his helmet. We're not going to assume here anything. And you can come back in if it is a penalty. Like if the helmet's been ripped off, normally you have to come out for a play if your helmet's off. But if it's a penalty and it's a face mask it's back-to-back, it won't be a total of 30 yards because this one's half the distance. But Royse City just gave Rockwall about 25 free yards there on the 2 penalties.
That one will drive you crazy.
Yeah. And at worst, if Rockwall does not have a turnover, they can get that field goal back if they don't get the touchdown. Comes Rickert back into the huddle. What a game he's had. It's been really fun to watch this offense and what they've done so far tonight. And he's going to hand that one off to Hankins, and Hankins doesn't have much room. He's going to slide about a yard or so, just shy of the 5-yard line. Let's give him the 6. And now Hatcher will come back in for Rockwall, one of the many AJs on the team.
AJs everywhere.
Everywhere. You couldn't throw a cat and not hit an AJ.
And if you did, you'd hit a Castro if you missed it.
That's right. 2nd and goal now, and here comes Hatcher. Tries to do a little Brian Williams jump step. That does not work for him. He goes down. Now we have another flag late. Let's see who this is on.
I'm afraid this one might go against the Jackets. And see the coaching staff noticed something over here. All 5 of the coaches that we can see in our view here on the 20-yard line were going crazy.
Got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike, against Rockwall.
Yep.
So that's going to back him up. That's a 15-yarder. And it's post-play, so you don't gain a down on that. And that goes all the way back to the 21-yard line after the penalty's marked off. Be second down now.
And goal. Good grief.
Yeah. Second goal from the 21. I would think now they're going to think about at least working this thing in for a field goal range to make it easier for Holland. And it is going to be a wide receiver screen far side. That's Petrino. Gets a block. Takes on a defender, and he's going to get about 5-6 yards on that one. Get to the 16-yard line. That's 5-yard reception for Petrino. So now it's fourth down. That was third down. They had the marker wrong, so now it's fourth. So they wanted to get those quick yards, and now they're going to let Holland see what he can do. Be his longest of the season, because this will be a 33-yarder. He hit a 30-yarder earlier from that same hash. No wind whatsoever. Snap is good. Hold is down. That kick has the distance, and it hits the upright and goes through. Little bank shot. You should get extra points for that.
Should count double.
Yeah. So we will get those 3 points back, and Rockwall will go up 34-17. Get that 17-point lead back with 14 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll keep it here. So we got an answer here from Jerry Archer. He wanted to correct me. She was not an embryo when he married her. He goes, by Christmas break, my senior year, she was born at Baylor downtown.
Jerry, you want Our bad.
yeah, sorry. Oh, man, that's so funny. And then a shout out to Dale Downham.
Big Bad Dale.
You know, I'll say this real quick. That last game I did against Louisville, I was feeling very bad, and it was going downhill fast. I get on the elevator, and it's packed, and Dale's on there. And you know that elevator's slow, and it's hot, and I couldn't get off fast enough. And somebody kept holding up the elevator. They kept hitting the button, and it would open. It was too packed, so the doors were shut. Then they'd hit the button again, and it would open again. And I couldn't get out of there fast enough. And all I could think about was, I'm about to throw up on Dale.
On Dale Down.
Yeah.
That's going to go great.
Yeah, that's not going to go good. But we made it. Everything's good. Here's the pooch from Rockwall. And they're not going to do any fair catches here. It looks like that. Then this is again Brown looking for room. He'll be run down from behind, be brought down at the 40. Making the tackle. That's Anderson Stevens on the tackle on special teams. Shout out also, speaking of special teams, I've been doing these graphics for Coach Young, Brent Young. Mm-hmm. And he's keeping track of all the block kicks, not only for Rockwall High School, but for the middle schools, for Rockwall's feeder schools. Yeah, for Utley and for Williams. Right now, before these weekend games started, Rockwall has had a total of 15 blocks of the, and this counts the 7th and 8th grade A and B teams. Man. The Rockwall freshman and JV teams, and then, of course, Utley's, Utley and Williams, they're 7th and 8th. So 15 blocks so far. That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I love to see that they're, again, that's why this feeder program thing works,
Yeah.
In terms of shaping all these young men as soon as they start playing football, whether they're an Utley Wolf or a Williams Wildcat.
Right.
Teach them how to be Jackets.
Timeout on the field. We'll see here if he gets up, and when he does, we'll stay here. If not, we may go to a break. Looks like they're going to take their time. Let's go ahead and do one then. Let's take a timeout. We'll be right back.
You and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Billy Quinn along with David Sweet. Timeout on the field. Got 6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Royse City, after the kickoff return when Rockwall got that field goal back that Royse City got earlier to get that 17-point lead back. More than likely, the final play here of the third quarter. Got KR Hooks watching.
Very cool.
Now, he may have an update here on the block kicks, too. This is good. Here's a quick hitch over the middle, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter, but that's going to be Arnie with a 6-yard reception. to give Royse City a 2nd down and 4. We have a penalty.
Impressive that he was able to stay in there and take that. I mean, it was all-out pressure. Richardson got hit.
Yeah, I think you got
nailed. Did they get him for that?
Yeah, I think it was a rough in the quarterback. So that'll end the quarter, but it's going to be much better field position for Royse City, and we'll give you the KR update when we come back. Let's take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll start the 4th quarter with Rockwall up 34-17 over those Royse City Bulldogs.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
What up? It's Anthony Orji, former Rockwall Yellowjacket, class 2019, current linebacker for New Orleans Saints, and you're watching the Rockwall Yellowjackets.
All right, start of the 4th quarter. Rockwall up 34-17. Billy Quinton along with David Sweet, Trevor Webb on the board. And Jamo Starrett.
Yes.
Birthday tomorrow. He is on the camera.
And he's going to be 20.
20.
20 years. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's as old as how long we've been doing this. Mm-hmm. So when we started, he was born.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, let's continue the KR Hook story. All of America's waiting on that. Let me see here. I think it was son Kenneth blocked a Kane extra point Tuesday night and the A-team win. So there you go. How great is that?
That's very cool.
Trips near side here for Royse City. Congratulations to the Hooks. Big rush from Rockwall, and they're going to hand it off to Brown, and he'll get past that blitz and get a 1st down. Nice run. Right at the marker, they should give it to him. That's about a 9-yard or 10-yard run, excuse me. And they will move the chains on that one.
Tell you what, man. Bulldogs had every reason, Billy, down 31-7 at the half, to check out of this thing, man. And what does it say about this team?
I agree. Here's Brown again. He's got room right up the gut and finally wrestled down, but after another 15-yard run this time. Big gainer.
Right up the middle.
Yeah, and it is really gutting that defense right now. It was Lawyer on the tackle to keep him from getting into the end zone. And this is just a Colvin, offense now finding that weakness and really taking advantage of it, and now it's going to be a keeper by Richardson. Rockwall's defense is there, and he'll be brought down, but not before he kind of goes forward a little bit, lunges forward to get a couple yards. Rockwall will do a quick substitution here on defense. Royse City is not substituting, so that's a tough thing for the defense to get a sub in when the offense doesn't. They get him in there. Trips near side. Brown will be to the left of Richardson here as they snap it from the 14-yard line, far side. And now it's a handoff. Brown again. He's got room, and he'll meet that jacket defense, but not before. He'll move him forward.
Good grief.
To the 7-yard line. He's short of the marker, about 2 yards. Set up a 3rd down and 2 now for Royse City.
Man, yards
early in the 4th
contact
quarter
on that one. Could easily have been about 3 yards
Yeah.
picked up after contact. Very impressive again. By the push by the Bulldogs here.
That's Brown to the left of Richardson. 3 receiver set, 2 to the near side. Here's Brown again. He's got room. He's got a block. But then Rockwall closes that hole, brings him down short of the marker, I think. Looked like he might have scored on that one, David, and that hole closed quickly.
Didn't quick to see who that was that was able to hit him and slow him down. He had a little bit of extra spark there after contact, but a good job of the defender holding on, and it is 4th and short.
Yeah. Oh, that was Castro, and now they're going to do a tush push. And he's going to have the 1st down. In fact, they get a push of about 4 yards.
Good grief.
We're under 10 minutes now left in the game, but a 1st down for Royse City. And as I mentioned before, it was Jerry Castro that came in there to make that tackle to make it a 4th and 1, but then Royse City converts. Let's see if they do it again. Subs come in for Rockwall. They may try that push once again. Keep it a tight formation. They're going to have what we call the muddle, where you huddle right by the line of scrimmage, then quickly line up. Arnie's your only split receiver to the far side, and then we're going to have a whistle and a timeout. See if it's Rockwall wanting to. Well, it looks like it's an official timeout.
He didn't like something, did he?
Yeah. Boy, if you're Royse City, you're probably getting frustrated there. You're trying to get to that line of scrimmage quickly and catch that defense off guard, and now that surprise isn't there. Richardson will get the snap a little deeper than usual. He's looking for room to take it right up the gut, and he's in. He'll swing around and get just enough into that end zone and make it a 34-23 lead for Rockwall with 9:16 left in the ball game, pending the extra point.
With this extra point, they will have outscored, had a 14-3 third quarter. Did the Bulldogs outscoring the Jackets 14-3 and a touchdown here. So 21-3 if this extra point is successful here in the second half for Royse City.
Mm-hmm. If you're Rockwall right now, Brito will come in for the extra point, and it's good. So if you're Rockwall right now and you have now the 10-point lead, all you want right now is a time-consuming drive and get some sort of points. Even if you can go in and get a field goal, that makes it a 2-touchdown lead. Even though it's 13, they would have to score 2 touchdowns there. So let's take a quick timeout. If you got a quick one over there, Trevor, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
$9:16 left here in the fourth quarter. It's a good one now. Rockwall and Royse City. This rivalry started in 1915. Then they didn't play. Their last matchup when it started in 1915 was in 1962, the year before Rockwall won the state championship. And then they didn't play for 42 years or so. And
Crazy.
then, actually 46 years. And then they played again in 2008. And we were at that one, David. And Royse City won that one. Had the kid Morrison was the quarterback there. He ended up going to Arizona for Royse City. But since 2008, we'll give you that number here in a second. Here comes Edwards again, makes a move, tries to cut it to the middle. He'll get to the 25-yard line. But since 2008, Rockwall leads the series 6-1. They've won 6 of them. Royse City won that one in 2008, 32-20. And then Rockwall reeled off 6 wins in a row, including last year when they won 64-20 at Wilkerson Sanders. So this one a little bit closer. 9:12 left. And that Rockwall offense needs to get back in gear as they have not been in a groove here in the second half. They've had their chances, had a couple big plays, but have only managed a field goal in this second half. Running game has really not done a lot. And as I say that, we go into the secondary, and that's Hatcher. He gets into Royse City territory, and now it's a foot race. He's to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5. Jackets, Stingers up. It's a touchdown. What a run for the Rockwall Yellowjackets.
No flags, baby. What a run. My goodness. Got out there, a nice little bit of a block. He hit that hole so quick, man, and then into the open field. Thought for a moment that foot race, that defender might have a chance, and he just kind of kicked it into a third gear, Billy.
Well, we wanted
last 2 years, got into the end zone. We got it there, didn't we?
Well, we wanted a time-consuming drive.
Yeah.
That was a 16-second drive, but we'll take it. 75-yard touchdown run for Hatcher, clearly the longest of his career and the longest this season for the Jackets. In fact, that's the longest play of the season for Rockwall. Holland will come in for the extra point, and now it's back to that 17-point lead.
Lots of folks heading to the to the cars.
Right. It's all of a sudden,
run did it.
I did not expect it to clear out that
No,
fast.
sir.
I mean, we've watched Royse City go up and down the field, Royse City folks. Hang around, man. This thing is far from over.
This second half's been crazy.
Yeah. But what a run by A.J. Hatcher to get Rockwall a much-needed boost, as it had not gone their way in this second half.
Again, we talked about staying with the run, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Talked about that throughout the entire ball game.
Well, as they handed it off, I was literally saying the running game has really not done much, and then he goes 75. So I'm going to say that again next time we get the ball.
And again, I'll mention the fact that, different guys, but all 3 of them, man, can do this.
Yeah.
Whether it's been A.J. Hatcher, we've seen Castro doing it on numerous occasions, and, of course, Hankins is just as solid. Again, that confidence level the coaching staff has of letting these three guys do it. We've seen Castro have a couple of the touchdowns, and now Hatcher with a big one. Much needed.
Oh, man.
Much needed. You're right. Again, like you said, goal-wise, I think the first thing you looked at is being able to get one of those time-consuming drives. But any time you can score like that, you'll definitely take it. And, again, the response we talked about with the folks leaving highlights kind of that backbreaker type of thing of what kind of a drive that one hurts. There's no question about it. In terms of you've worked so hard this entire second half, have the Bulldogs, and give up one big play.
Yeah.
And the guy gets into the end zone like that on a big run.
There's a fair catch. First one we've seen tonight. Heath up on Tower Legacy, 51-14. They're taking
They're
care
all
of business.
about business, aren't they?
Yep, that's Coach Webb team right there.
35-16's that North Forney lead with only 2 minutes left in the game. So North Forney's going to pick up a big win over their crosstown rival, the Jackrabbits.
And then this comes into play. I talked to Coach Webb about this the other day. You're going to have two good teams more than likely not make the playoffs.
Period. You just are, bud.
So what it's going to come down to is points. You're going to have tiebreakers. And he said, listen, if we're up by 10 on a team and we have the ball with a couple minutes left, I'm going for another score.
Have to do it.
Yeah. So you're going to see that, I think, from all the teams. I would think so. And because you want to make as much as you can to get the advantage in the tiebreaker if it comes down to that. Arnie in motion here for Royse City. And then now handoff right up the gut. And another nice chunk run. Look at this.
That's crazy.
I think that's Brown carrying the entire Rockwall team on his shoulders. That's Watson carrying a number of Yellow Jackets for a 17-yard run.
Basically met at the line of scrimmage, Billy.
Yeah, that was 17 yards, and I think 15
gracious.
of it, he had a couple of jackets on his back. Now Richardson, the ball's loose, and let's see who gets it. I think Rockwall has it. They're going to recover, and Rockwall will take over. They tried to do a little misdirection there on the handoff, and the Jackets, and I think that's Wade Day with the recovery.
Number 42 on the bottom of the pile there, man. Very impressive. Again, see the replay here. You're right. It was just a busted play from the beginning. Day stayed after it, too. Is that who that was? Yes, Wade.
All right, so Rockwall now definitely can put that nail into the coffin here, and there's more folks getting up and leaving now on the Royse City side. But, man, this is one heck of a Royse City team, though.
Man, these kids have got some fight, don't they?
They sure do.
They have got some fight.
Yeah.
Talked about earlier, 31-7 at the half. Could have easily rolled over. Not doing that mess.
High snap, almost a fumble from Rockwall. Castro will finally get it and go down, 2-yard loss. Rockwall just wants to run that clock right now, so I'm assuming we're going to get another run here more than likely. But what a day again for the Jacket offense. And again, Brent Rickert really coming through in that quarterback position. And we saw something we hadn't seen so far this year was him using his legs to get some big plays for the Jackets. Here comes Castro again, tries to cut and slips. If his foot sticks, he might be still running, but he slips. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so let's give him 3 yards on that carry. And I think there's a chance that this could be another run here for Rockwall. In fact, it could be 2 more. Just try to, see what they do here on this third down play.
Poor Castro.
You know what?
Well read, and the defender's right there back on the cut. I mean, you mentioned he slipped too, which was a big part of that. But
let everybody know that you still will be able to see 60 minutes in its entirety here. I'll let Trevor know. Oh, we're going to do a screen pass far side. That's Puffer, and he stays in bounds. He does not get the first down, but he keeps that clock running.
Can you find it?
Yeah, when you find it, let me know. We'll update everybody on what they can expect. And there's a documentary that is
ouch. Big penalty against the Bulldogs, bud.
Yeah, that's going to give Rockwall the first down, and that definitely will hurt the Bulldogs' cause. I think it was already downloaded. I thought it was not.
Did he lose it?
So here's Rockwall now with a new set of downs. And it's Castro again. He looks for room, and he's going to find a little sliver there and get to the 15-yard line.
A good solid gain of about 4 on that one?
Yep.
3, 4.
Go under 7 minutes left in this one. Trevor's working his tail off over here, by the way.
He's trying to do anything he can.
It looks like what we used to look like when we're trying to do it. Got 2 monitors going, and we're trying to call the game while searching for things. I'm going to have Tally do this. You think that would work out? Have Tally on the laptop?
That's going to be well received.
Yeah. Here comes Castro again. He'll make a defender miss. Keeps going into the secondary. He's finally brought down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. He was not going to be denied that time.
Man, he was not. I thought he was going to keep that little bit of that momentum for those next 3 yards and walk into the end zone there with his 3rd touchdown. But
oh, yeah. He got to the secondary and then finally gets dragged down there just inside the 5.
Gosh, he's fun to watch.
Sure is. Got to work with his mom, Christina, working on the program, and boy, that was great too. She did a great job.
That's cool.
That is a tough job to be in charge of the football program and getting all these ads and everything. All right, we'll get there in just a second. We'll update everybody because Trevor's done a great job over here to our left. Here's cashed up. It's going to be a keeper by Rickard. He's going to go in. Touchdown, Rockwall. Brent Rickard, he deserves that one after he's been running.
Yeah, he does. Absolutely deserves it.
So that'll give Rockwall 47 points with 5:51 left, and we have a timeout on the field. I think we have a player down on the far side. I don't think it's hopefully not too serious. But Rickard will go in for the touchdown. I'm trying to look and see. I think that may be his first rushing touchdown.
Okay, I was going to say, looking at that.
We're getting old, David. We got to put things under lights and stuff now.
That was a dual effort under the lights. It was teamwork, but it should be unnecessary teamwork. But hey, whatever.
Whatever we need.
Whatever we got to do, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Glad to have these whippersnappers on the.
Oh, I know. There he goes. He's got it.
Has he got it figured out?
Yeah, he's working it.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
It's because he learned a lot in Mr. Quinton's graphic design class. Is
that what he's going to
got him over the hump? Here's the extra point here from Holland. Hey, I do want to give Jackie Mitchell a shout out too. He had texted earlier. Forgot to do that. Let me find that one. There he is. JVA and B team beat Royse City last night. Also, I wanted to give him an update there. And a shout out to Jackie Mitchell. There's some old Rockwall there. Okay, let's go ahead. For those of y'all. Okay. Anyway, for those of y'all expecting to see 60 Minutes, you will see it in its entirety, followed by Murder, She Wrote. And then it's a documentary, David.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's called Sweet Call. And it is a documentary on that one time that you returned a phone call in 2017. And they go in depth.
Oh, that's great.
And they talk about it. They interview people.
Yeah.
They still haven't figured out who you returned the call to. That's the big
Nobody
mystery.
has a recording of it?
Nobody has a recording
You know
of
what?
it.
I can't wait to watch it because you know what? You want to know the truth on that? I don't remember who that was either. You know what I mean? I could give a list of who the heck, which one of y'all's it wasn't.
But that one time that you returned a call was just exciting for everybody. We all know it was 2017.
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad that you planned this one and worked hard on this one. And I find the humor in it. And the fact that James Branch comes on the air and calls you out for not making a return call on the night that you decide to make that the broadcast of the week. That's pretty cool. But I will say this. I'm looking forward to the documentary. And
watch it
I am
tonight.
also interested to find out
Yeah,
who in the
who
heck
you called back.
and why in the world I did it. You know what I mean?
You know what
why in the world I called that back.
what happened?
Yeah.
Were you sick?
Good grief.
Oh, man. There's Brown on the return. Rockwall's all over him on that return. He'll get to the 35. Yeah, with me, I got James Branch said I did return a call. That's what we call irony.
Yeah. You had to be thinking with that plan, you're like,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I knew that when he said that. I'm like, oh, man, I know what the documentary is tonight, too. But anyway, hey, you got any numbers for us?
That was good. That was very good, though. I'll have to give you that one.
All right, good.
You want to talk about numbers now?
Yeah, let's see if
Why
we have
not?
any numbers here. I'm going to see if we got any here.
Yeah, we got some updated stuff in here.
All right. We got that guy that tried to take our booth. He's doing stats.
Yeah. If we need some follow, I just run down there and get it, right?
Right.
407 yards of total offense for the Jackets with 168 on the ground.
Here's Brown on a run to the near side. He'll be knocked out of bounds. That's Brown on the tackle.
And 239 through the air. You talked about it, Billy, quite a bit here in the second half. What a great job. What a great game Rickard's had. He's 27 of 37. 73% completion percentage for those 239 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
And then also has carried the ball 8 times for 43 yards, and as you mentioned, scored his first touchdown on the ground.
Ground.
Had 288 yards last week.
Crazy.
And so he's really starting to click. As you said, he's at 239 here.
And at the right time, man. You know what I mean?
That runs short and sets up a 3rd down and 1 here for Royse City. We'll go under 5 minutes probably when they snap this one.
Of course, the Bulldogs, what we said, had 88 yards of total offense in the first half. They've come alive. 291 yards of total offense. 175 on the ground and 116 through the air to the Dogs here overall.
And I don't know if he gets it. That's Brown trying to get to the marker. He does not get there. Rockwall will hold. And so it's going to be a 4th down and about 1 here for Royse City. Yeah, it's been a really, really nice thing to see. We sit there and we talk about the rushing attack for Rockwall and how it was, man, we just aren't doing anything. And then I look over and, we got 168 yards on the ground. A 75-yarder does help. But Hatcher with a great night. And, that last game, Brent Rickard was the player of the week for his effort against North Crowley. And there's a timeout on the field. You know what? Let's go ahead and pay a bill here. And we're going to let Trevor pick. Surprise us, Trevor, with a great commercial.
You just pick it, buddy.
Oh, he's just going to pop up a Texas Health on the thing. We got to keep talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about a shout-out?
Thought we were going to get a breather, and Trevor's making us work.
Cone Mummy says, let's go Rockwall. Maddox Mummy, number 64.
Yeah, he's the center.
We love you.
Yeah.
The center. Just shout out to his family. Texting in. Brandon Hubbard. Brandon texting in saying jacket fight, and yes, they have all night tonight.
And then we'll, let me see here. I'm going to check our broadcast. Do we not see the comments? Is the comments available on the?
Yeah, can you see them that way or over there?
How you do it? I don't know how you. No, it ain't over there. It should be on the YouTube
sorry,
deal.
but yeah, on the YouTube thing.
But anyway, we'll figure it out. Got the timeout on the field. So we're trying to wind this one down. And the Rockwall band, or at least that's the Stingerettes, they're making their way out. And the Rockwall crowd's kind of thin out. But boy, man, when this thing was started, this place was packed.
Yeah, it was.
And you had both sides full. It really looked like a Rockwall Heath game, where that's when we
and you could just feel it.
Yeah,
it was just
It was fun. It was fun. I think we got a delay here on Royse City. They're going to move them back 5, so it's going to be 4th and 6.
Setting at a 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm. Out of a timeout, too.
Yeah. That one will drive you crazy.
So it looks like Royse City will have their first loss of the season. They'll go to 4-1 overall and then 0-1 in District 10 6A. So right now, very early in the standings, you're going to have Rockwall at 1-0, Heath 1-0, and North Forney 1-0.
Yes, sir.
And then the losses will go to Forney, Royse City, and Legacy, and then Longview will get their district started next week in Wilkerson Sanders.
And right off the bat, you talk about Wilkerson Sanders with the Longview coming in to take on the Jackets.
And there's Richardson to throw. He's going to go he's got Arnie, and it's a beautiful pass. Go route, near side. He gets past the Rockwall defender and makes a great catch, but that was an incredible throw off his back foot.
Beautiful throw from him. Mm-hmm. My goodness. Again, continuing that point, though, Forney will have to come in here, or Forney will take on Royse City.
Yes.
Next week.
And then who has the bye next week?
It would be, let's see how we would.
I threw you on the spot right there.
Yeah, she did. It's okay.
Is it Heath?
Okay, this week is Longview. Did you show it? Can I see it?
No, I don't
think I'll do it that way. Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll ask a question that we don't have answers to. Stiff arm doesn't work. That's Brown. He's going to be thrown down on a tackle for loss. And that's Deloche. Was it Deloche on the tackle there? Let me look here. I want to give him credit.
You see who it was?
I can't see. Man, I hate that. That was a great play.
It was a very good tackle. Very good play, rather.
I'm going to get it. Could have been. I can't see the number, and I apologize. I'm going to figure it out here, though. We're going to get it because that was a great tackle for loss.
Find him
there.
out there to see if he turns around here in a
Yeah.
minute.
Out route. That's Arnie again. Boy, this kid's impressive.
He's something else, man.
He's going to get about 4 yards short of the first down on the reception on the near side here.
What is 8th reception of the ball game? Bryson Arnie.
Could have been Lawyer on that tackle.
It'll be the Hawks with the bye. Thanks, Tommy.
All right, there you go.
So you're right. I think you said.
Yeah,
you thought
I
about
mentioned. I think it was the Hawks on the bye. Jerry Archer said by now Dale would have gotten up, left the microphone open, and suddenly we'd be hearing Jerry on the PA. That's true. Yeah, Dale will just leave like Steve Glenn used to on the camera. Remember when Steve would just leave? Steve would be doing camera and he would just leave. Got a timeout here. We're just short of the 2-minute mark, 2:07 left. So let's take a commercial, and hopefully Trevor will play an actual spot and not make us continue talking while he shows a logo.
We are CallMet. We make steel landscaping products that are perfectly flexible, perfectly durable, so you can make your yard perfectly you. CallMet, defined by steel.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand.
No, he's a defensive back. Yeah. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We're trying to get a few things in order here before we wrap this one up. Coming out of the timeout, Royse City is looking at a 3rd down and 2 after that great reception from Arnie.
Said number 38. Thank you, Shane Langley, letting us know who made that tackle.
Yeah, I know, and I couldn't find him on the roster.
Is that Alvarez? Saying number 38 made the tackle.
There's a tip pass, and it is incomplete. Yeah, and I believe that would be Alvarez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
there
Shane.
go.
We appreciate that.
There it is, Jacob Alvarez. 6 foot, 180 pounds, sophomore.
Out there
I want
making
to give
plays.
Jacob that credit there. So that incompletion leaves it 4th down and 2 here for Royse City. And it's still short of the 2-minute break, 2-minute warning. Not everybody does it. You know, now it's in college and high school. Because what we need is more delays in football.
Exactly.
We don't
more
have
breaks.
more
delays.
breaks. Yeah, we don't have enough.
Let's keep adding them. But you do something around that 4-minute mark, too. What the heck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What the heck?
All right, everybody have a smoke break at 5 minutes. Here's jet sweep coming to the near side, and that is a 1st down, and finally even tackled at the that's Clark on the end around, or actually on the jet sweep. Excuse me, Camarion Clark. We haven't mentioned his name in a while.
We haven't.
He's the 5'10", 165-pound senior.
Hard worker.
Yeah, has
Excited to see
265
him.
yards receiving on the year. And now we're at the 2-minute break. So, Trevor, you want to do a commercial? It's all up to you right now. It's your world.
You're in charge. You're the
this
producer,
is you.
director,
this is
fella.
your big moment.
All right, I guess I'll take advantage of that then, and thank a few sponsors, I guess.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. All right, thank you so much to Handy Insurance, keeping you covered on all of your life adventures for all of your life. Reach out now to Aaron Nill for more information at 972-285-0381. Thank you very much to Handy Insurance. And another thank you to Clutch Roofing. Clutch is a company that strives to build a lifelong relationships with you and provide value like none other. We do this by listening to your needs, putting you first, and always providing the absolute best in craftsmanship. Thank you so much to Clutch Roofing as well. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. David, give me one of those readers if you don't mind. I'm going to, if y'all haven't listened to the... If y'all haven't listened to the Heath broadcast yet,
please, this is great.
A big thank you to Chick-fil-A for sponsoring our Teacher of the Week segments once again this year. Not sure what's going on over there.
All of a sudden, whoa!
All of a sudden, Lurch from Adam's Family is doing spots. Here's Royse City, receiver in motion. They're going to hand this one off to Brown, and he dives for the goal line. Do they give it to him? Yes, touchdown, Royse City.
Goodness gracious.
That was a nice little juke.
This went back and forth. Little celebration is going to get
another flag.
Better of them on the end of that one, I think.
It freaks me out when they do the lights
That's
off and on here when they score.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're just having a power outage.
Feel like you're just over at Highland Park and the lights are just kind of
Well, you know it's getting dark when our 2 lamps are the brightest spot in the stadium. We have the 2 little pixel, what's the
little Pixar character.
Yeah, the Pixar lamps. Yeah.
I just wanted to start bouncing, start jumping.
It jumps up on top of the eye and flattens the eye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, it does.
Oh, my goodness. Having fun in Royse City. I might have to stop off at Buc-ee's and get me one of them barbecue
it's a pretty good
sandwiches.
place to be.
Trevor said he had some fudge, and it didn't sit well with him. But I think he's okay now. You doing all right, Trevor?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I just had to sit here and basically stew in it.
My word. Wow.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what to do with that.
I don't know if the FCC needs to get in touch with us on that
We're probably
comment.
going to have a meeting after this.
Okay, because of that comment, we're having a staff meeting after the game, Trevor.
Chris Curtis just passed out.
Oh, man. Oh, so Trevor's to our left stewing, I think is what he said, in his fudge.
That is what he said.
Yeah, he said that.
That is what he said. That's what he just told us. How you doing down there, buddy? You glad you're part of this team? We're so glad to have you.
Oh, I'm doing so much better now.
Okay.
I bet you are. Well done.
He's going to
Well
continue.
done.
He's continuing with it.
Yes.
All right. We'll have a quick meeting with Chris Curtis and Greg Priest after this.
Yep,
and
it's no problem.
We'll see if we still have jobs. Thanks, Trevor. I'm trying to pay some bills here, but
He's going to have to call his mom. His mom, an HR director, so she's going to have to work him through this one right quick. Walk him through it. His dad's proud of him. I'll tell him that. I'll put that one.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
bad about that.
Oh, yeah.
Jason's all about it.
Oh, yeah. Trevor's doing a great job.
Well done,
Up
Trevor.
until the fudge incident, everything was fine.
Well done, sir.
Who's our HR? Is it Chris? Do we just report everything
Yeah,
to
we
Chris?
have to report everything to him.
Yeah, you'll get to know HR very well. Me and David have.
They always show up. You know what I mean?
Do they show up at your door? Like,
Yeah,
or do
well.
they just give you calls and text messages?
We just try to win HR. That's what we do. What's the worst that can happen? We've had a few meetings.
We've had one really good one during our broadcasting career.
And that's because of Tyler Anderson.
Tyler.
Tyler Anderson told us that we probably shouldn't say something, then he said it on the air. He's over in the event center over there with his more successful wife,
superintendent.
Amy Anderson, superintendent of Royse City ISD.
Dr. Amy Anderson.
Hey, for all that want to worry about things, if you get on a Southwest Airlines flight, Tyler Anderson may be your pilot.
So just think about that.
Yeah.
We've been with him where he drove the wrong way in a
Jed
one-way
Trammell
street.
just said we're all fired. Do we leave now?
How does it work, Jet?
Yeah. Can we blame Trevor? I mean, that was Trevor doing that. We were just trying to have a little banter.
Just, trying to keep something going on here in the last 2 minutes of this game.
Right. Which has been forever,
Heaven
by the way.
yeah.
But I'm sure nobody's tuning in now, are they?
I don't know. I'm getting some text telling us
They're
enjoying
it
the
says
banter.
yeah.
They're enjoying said banter.
Okay, good. Good.
Fudge talk. We did.
We had fudge talk.
We had
Yeah,
fudge
we
talk.
did. Yeah. But didn't sit well with Trevor.
Gave an upset tummy.
Yeah, yeah. But everything's fine now, according to him.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Upset tummies aren't good.
Oh, it is horrible.
You know what?
It is horrible. Have you seen that commercial for Crohn's when then people have them ivy that ivy around their waist and they're trying to break it off?
Isn't that one of your
looks
mini?
rough.
Isn't that one of your mini elements?
Yes,
Don't you
I
have that too?
I have that too. Rockwall taking a knee. Want to run this clock down? Oh, dude, I have so many.
You do.
I live at the hospital. I worry when I don't have a doctor's appointment. I'm like, there's something wrong. Why am I not at the doctor?
I know where to go this week.
I get to stay at home. All right. Now everything's fine. Getting old is really
It's
fun.
a trip, isn't it? We talked about that earlier.
Yeah. Trevor, don't get old.
Trevor, getting old is.
Don't eat a lot of fudge
over-
too.
it's
That's
overrated.
two lessons right there. Don't get
Okay.
old and don't overeat fudge.
I've learned 2 lessons today.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go.
Another knee here from Rickard.
I mean, the alternative, I don't think is that good. You know what I mean? To not getting old, but hey, what the heck?
All right, there it is. And that will end it. And Rockwall will take this one and lead the series now 7-1 with their win. That is their 7th consecutive victory over Royse City, and they're going to take this one 48-31. Rockwall led 31-7 at half, and Royse City came out on fire that second half and made this one a ball game until A.J. Hatcher answered with a 75-yard touchdown run and put Rockwall back in command, and then they took it home from there. So, David, let me toss it over to you here real quick as we are now in the midst of the Rockwall Sports Center post-game show. Speaking of KR Hooks and all those folks there, I want to thank them for their sponsorship. But give us some numbers to run down here. There's some good offensive numbers for the Jackets.
Absolutely. 48-31, as Billy mentioned. The final score, Rockwall with the 31-7 lead at the half. Outscored by the Bulldogs 24-17. Royse City, the Dogs had 357 yards of total offense, 161 through the air, and 196 on the ground. Jamian Richardson, 12 of 17, 71% completion percentage tonight, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Vast majority of that, of course, being in the second half. Bryce Arney had 8 catches for 120 yards. The young sophomore, he is fun to watch, and a touchdown scored. Cole Crawford, 2 catches for 17 yards. Hudson Hayes had 1 catch for 17 yards, but it was a doozy. It was the touchdown over in the corner for the tight end. Cameron Clark had 1 catch for 7 yards. Rushing the football, Richardson, the leading rusher as well for Royse City, 9 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Xavier Brown had 15 carries for 51 yards and 1 touchdown. Xavier Watson, 10 carries for 40 yards. Bryson Arney carried it 3 times for 31 yards. Cameron Clark had 1 carry for 12 yards. For the Jackets, what a great night tonight. 422 yards of total offense for Rockwall and 26 first downs, 239 through the air, and 183 yards on the ground. Rickard finished tonight 27 of 37. I mentioned the completion percentage for Richardson at 71%. 73% completion percentage, Billy, for Brent Rickard.
Incredible.
What a great night tonight for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Throwing tonight. Jaden Petrino was the leading receiver, 7 catches for 54 yards. Jack Duckworth had 6 catches for 40 yards. Jacoby Hankins had 3 catches for 39 yards, one of those being the touchdown. Castro had 2 catches for 29 yards. Luke Leach had 3 for 23. A.J. Hatcher had 2 catches for 22 yards, one of those being a touchdown. The other touchdown for the Jackets. Jet Lamb had a catch for 15 yards. 2 receptions for 12 yards for Braden Puffer, and 1 catch for 5 yards for Kendall Johnson. Leading rusher for the Jackets tonight was A.J. Hatcher. 8 carries for 82 yards, one of those being the big touchdown run for the Jackets there, much needed in the third quarter. So 1 touchdown scored for him. Brent Rickard had 8 carries for 43 yards and 1 touchdown scored. 13 carries for 38 yards for Castro, but 2 of those were for touchdowns. Ryan Wiley carried at one time for 16 yards, and Jacoby Hankins 2 carries himself for 4 yards. So again, Rockwall, 422 yards of total offense tonight. And just a great game all the way around in this 48-31 win for Rockwall.
Yeah, really good statement here by the Yellow Jackets. They go 3-2 overall, 1-0 in district now. And then we will look forward to seeing them against Longview.
Yes, sir.
Coming up next week in a very, very important District 10 6A battle, as Longview was idle this week, so they've had 2 weeks now to
get
prepare
ready, man,
for the Rockwall Yellowjackets. Hey, real quick, this is the Rockwall Sports Center pregame or postgame show, and Rockwall Sports Center has proudly served the community for over 20 years. We are a sporting goods, screen printing, and custom apparel company based in Rockwall, Texas. Our retail storefront offers an extensive selection of school spirit wear, team uniforms, and athletic gear. I can tell you right now, KR and all the folks there at Rockwall Sports Center will definitely take care of you, man. They have printed about 1 million shirts for us. You need anything, they'll have it for you. And it is just a great place to go. And if for Royse City stuff, for Heath stuff, definitely Rockwall stuff, it's all there. And so it's a great place. We love having Rockwall Sports Center being a part of this and sponsoring the postgame show here. So, David, final word here before we pack it up and head back to Rockwall. Hopefully it's a little quicker trip than getting here.
Very impressive win tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Outstanding start. Had to be ready to go right out the gate. You knew Royse City was going to be fired up. This place was going to be unreal. Just the kids were ready because they knew this was their best chance, if you will, coming into this one 4-0. So ready So happy to see the Yellow Jackets ready to go out the gate. That third quarter, what a great response there by Royse City. But just as impressed as we were with the Rockwall start, and Royse City's third quarter. How about Rockwall there in the fourth quarter, Billy, saying, yeah, you got yours. Now we're going to slam the door shut. Overall, what a great night for the Jackets, and most importantly, beating a good Royse City team and improving to 1-0 in district.
Yeah,
good job.
Very impressed with Rockwall giving Royse City their first loss of the season, but I can't say enough about Coach Colvin and these Bulldogs. And, after having a rough start to this one, that like you said, they came out in the second half and really made this interesting and made us pucker up a little bit here as we're sitting there trying to call this one. And it was getting close.
And we've said it many times, 10-6A. Again, you saw the Dallas Morning News this week. They referenced the original or District of Doom and 11-6A and talked about Duncanville and DeSoto, the Hatch, Cedar Hill. Talked about, of course, 5A Division II with Anna and Melissa and those teams. Then talked about this one, and it's true. 10-6A, we said it earlier, Billy, at the end of this thing, two good teams are going to stay home come playoff time. And all of that being said, what we saw tonight, that coming into the game, having to be ready to go right off the bat, having to be ready to play throughout the entire ball game, that's going to be the story throughout 10-6A, regardless of which team you play. You got to be ready to go, and you got to be ready to fight for all four quarters because you roll over. It's a very good opponent. Each week, that's going to be the first thing you can put in there as it's part of the script. It's a very good opponent tonight and a team that it's going to be ready to go, well-coached team and ready to beat you. That's the 10-6A thing that's going to be week in and week out.
And it's a good feeling for Rockwall to get that first district win, to have a tiebreaker advantage now over Royse City if that comes into play later on. And if you're Royse City or Forney, you're now looking at, we've started off on a 0-1, and now we've got to make it up somewhere. And it's going to be hard because every team you're playing from here on out is somebody you're fighting for with playoff position. It ain't like that in previous districts we've been in. It used to be when Rockwall played Heath. That was the two teams that were fighting for it, and the rest of them just let them fall where they fall.
Exactly.
It ain't that way this year. So congratulations, Coach Brooks and the Rockwall Yellowjackets, on an outstanding performance here and an incredible run in these last 2 weeks, beating the defending state champ and then coming in and going 1-0 against Royse City, a very, very good ball club that will be doing some damage against some other teams as this season rolls on. So for Trevor Webb, for the birthday boy, J-Mo Starrett, he's going to have a big birthday celebration tomorrow. And where are you at? In Crandall. I forgot. I kept wanting to say Crowley, but in Crandall because they've already shut down the square time, and everything else to celebrate it.
Hey, we pulled it off tonight, 38-30. So.
Oh, and they won tonight. They won 38-30. So there you go. That's all in honor of J-Mo. And for David Sweet, I'm Billy Quinton. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll be back at it next Friday as Rockwall will take on those Longview Lobos. Pregame will start at 7 o'clock, and then the kickoff at 7:30 from Wilkerson Sanders Stadium. We love all y'all watching the broadcast, but it's a home game. Let's pack that stadium as we always do. But if you can't, we got it for you. So Rockwall wins, and they go 1-0 in district play. Good night, everybody.